We'll space you guys out down here.
All right, I think I'm good, Josh. Whenever.
Do you have Syrinscape
All right, I
going?
think I'm good, Josh. Whenever.
No,
Do you
because I
have
was waiting for
Syrinscape?
everybody to
Okay.
get logged in.
No, because I was waiting for everybody to.
Okay.
All right, I think I'm good, Josh. Whenever.
Sounds
Do you have
like
Syrinscape
All right, I
going?
think I'm good, Josh. Whenever.
No.
No.
Everybody.
Welcome! It's Tuesday, the best day of the week, besides Friday and Saturday.
Sarah's over here with a Tuesday's a close fourth in my book. A good close fourth. 4 out of 7 ain't bad.
4 out of 7.
It's no Friday, but it's no Monday.
Yeah, right? It's no Friday,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
no
better than
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, I mean, Wednesdays are okay, but I probably would put Tuesdays above Wednesday. Wednesdays are just meh, like, who cares?
I hate to break it to you. Guess what tomorrow is?
I know. I know. Could be worse. Could be a
be.
Monday. Or Sunday night. I don't
I
like
hate
Sunday nights.
I hate Sunday nights.
It's like the anticipation for the next day. Oh,
Right.
it's the worst. I don't like it. Unless Monday is a bank holiday, in which case it's fine. It's great.
But then those are the Tuesdays you don't like because it's basically a Monday.
Yeah. But then we have this to look forward to now, so that makes Tuesdays not as bad as a regular Monday. Makes it about what like a Wednesday or Thursday would be.
I am absolutely loving this conversation, but that is a lot of talk.
There's no science behind this at all. It's just personal opinion.
Yep.
But anyway,
So, where were we?
We didn't all convene to talk about days of the week. We're here to play Pathfinder.
What? I came here for the days of the week discussion, and that's it.
Well,
I wanted
you
3 hours
can-
talking about the days of the week.
I don't know if I can. I don't know
if I was playing
can do that.
Xandriel, I would definitely tell you.
So anyway, does anyone want to give us a recap of what happened in our last session last week?
I also am good.
I don't mind.
Take it
So-
away, Justin.
I'm not going to do it in character, but we arrived at the port. I will be speaking in character this session. I'm just not going to do the recap in character. So we arrived at the port. We met the sheriff after having a bit of a run-in with the a local drunkard who has been down on his luck. After exploring the town a little bit, we were approached by the sheriff and asked if we would check on a fort. Whose name still escapes me. This is like the 5th time you guys have told me, and I still cannot remember.
Isn't it Fort Breakthrough?
Fort Breakthrough. So, we agreed to head to Fort Breakthrough, and then subsequently went and picked up many side quests, if you will, from the local town inhabitants that were on this way. So when we got there, though, the gates of the fort had been busted down, as you can see on stream. But the wooden gates had been busted down, and there were 3 tiny reptiles, which I don't believe we identified. I don't think.
I don't believe that you did.
No. So we
Did
didn't
anyone
identify.
Did you
try?
guys roll nature on it?
I think so. I think they're like the chihuahua of dinosaurs.
That is what they look like.
There's
Yeah. If anybody's seen Jurassic World 3, that's what we're dealing with. You know, the little girl on the beach. Yeah, the little compies that come up and they're chomping at her. Yep, that's what we're dealing with. So anyway, we dispatched the 3 small dinosaurs inside the fort. We began to look around. We discovered an armory. We discovered what seemed to be a barracks that also has a ladder leading up that we have not explored. We did find that heads were removed. Is that correct? Am I remember that correctly?
So, yeah.
Yes, that some heads were removed from the bodies of some of the inhabitants of the fort, and we found a green hand, if I recall, of some fashion. Where we left off, we were getting ready to try and explore this other room that we had not gone into yet. But as we approached the room, a crossbow bolt was released at our party. I believe it was shot at Alüna. I believe.
Yes. So that is where we left off.
Yes.
And hopefully you guys can hear me okay.
Nope. I'm getting nothing.
Cut out there.
Yep.
Because I wackadoodle, so.
I heard you heard wackadoodle. That's about it.
She cuts out and cuts back in with weird wackadoodle.
I think Tuesday's maybe not her favorite day now.
Yeah, right? Mondays
No,
don't look so bad.
She's historically had issues with audio in Discord. But just her.
Yeah, I have no idea. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
wackadoodle.
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
All right, I am trying to be patient. I am trying to be patient. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be
Be
okay.
absolutely fine.
Yep, it's gonna be fine.
All right, sorry. Let me get Syrinscape going again because that crapped out on me.
Oh, I still
okay.
hear it. I hear the
I
rain.
still hear
We're
you.
requiring all
Rain
kinds
down.
of patience today. It's fine.
It's kind of like a mysterious.
Ooh,
We could commission Andrew to do a version of the rains down in Africa, but the rains down in Savingrad.
Sargava.
Whatever. Listen, I can't even remember the name of the fort. You think I remember the name of
Guard.
the country
I
that we're
think-
in? Isn't Savingrad from like?
It's like a Norse
Elder
mythology.
Yeah.
Oh, I was playing Valheim last night, so that might be part of it. I don't know.
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe I was in a Viking mood. I don't know.
All right. I think I'm back in business. Okay. So yes. So anyway, what you guys were saying is, the arrow came and hit Alüna, didn't do very much damage, but then something shouted out in a language that only Cremit was able to understand. And I had whispered to Cremit last week what said creature said to him. And that is where we can pick up. So essentially, you guys are looking around. You don't super have a great idea of what's going on, but Cremit, you did hear that voice yell out. And I don't know if you remember what I wrote. Oh,
I can see it
Sorry.
in the chat.
okay, real quick. I forgot. There were a couple of clarifications that I was going to make at the beginning of this session. First off, the stone hall in Pride and Hearth is actually an inn and tavern. So my mental image of that place was not what it actually is. I was thinking it was like one of those long houses where it's like a meeting place, or like a town hall. No, it's actually an inn. So it makes sense that you guys would be staying there because that's where visitors would stay. Second point of clarification, on the bodies, when you were looking at the bodies, one of them had a holy symbol on it, and I think Alüna had rolled a knowledge religion on it and didn't roll high enough to know what it was. But Abner, upon seeing this, would be very familiar with it, and it was actually a symbol of Abadar. So that was something that I actually forgot to mention last week, and as soon as we went off stream, I was like, oh no, I forgot the symbol of Abadar. But just point of clarification, so you guys do know that one of those bodies will say
Is
this
the
one. Oops.
is that the bank person's assistant? Ooh.
You get the sense that it could very well be.
Okay.
Yep.
Clearly, I take the head with me just to be sure.
Oh my. oh my.
Is this who you were looking for?
I mean, he's not strong enough to carry the whole body, so...
Right? Thank you. See, somebody's on the same wavelength as me.
And yes, so Miyabe just asked if it was raining, and yes, it is actually raining.
And you want to know the funny thing about that, or not funny thing, but it's raining, and we have, Syrinscape has some awesome music and tones that you could use, so people should check it out.
Josh, I can barely hear you, bud.
Yeah, we can barely hear you. Over the awesome music of Syrinscape, you should check it out.
I don't know why you can hear me
There
now.
we go. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We're
it's
good now.
weird.
Yes.
I don't know what's up with that.
it's called getting
Pretty
your
sure the
crap
choir
together.
on that one. Well, some of us.
But yeah, thanks for that. I forgot we have to mention that this amazing ambient audio is provided by Syrinscape. So thank you to them for.
Well, we don't have to. It's a pleasure for us
Yeah,
to mention
that's
that.
true.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
there's no binding agreement. There's no sponsorship. It's just
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is great. It is great audio. Actually, I really do like it a lot. I think it adds a nice element that was missing.
It is nice that you can overlay tones, so you can have the rain, you can still have the song, you can add sound effects, so you can have a lot going on.
Yep.
Sets the mood to be shot in the back with an arrow, right?
Yep. Precisely.
So I guess we'll get this
So what
show
are
on the
you-
road.
Yeah, what are you all doing as this has just transpired?
So I guess I understand the language that it's in, because you told me so. So I will respond back, but I need to whisper Sarah. How do I do that? Is it whisper GM?
Something
Yes.
like that.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
just whisper
yeah, you can
GM.
do. Yeah.
While he's doing that, I would say that Miyabe, I thought for a while about what I wanted Miyabe to do, and I think what his natural reaction would be to just step in front of Alüna, like wherever that arrow hit her, to just impose himself and using his large frame try to become like a wall in front of her so that any further projectiles couldn't hit her and they'd have to hit him. And he will just say, "Stay back." And just, yep.
So Crimit's just making some weird. I'm not really sure what the language would be, but I'm sure it's a lot of like ribbits and croaking and hums and squeak sounds. You know, or like Velociraptor, I guess you could just play that.
Yeah, I think that works.
So I
Okay.
am just talking back.
Okay, so you hear Cremit yell out some things, and everyone make a perception check.
No way. It's actually what language is it? Did you say?
Ribbit, 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 squeak, and
I think
hum.
they said it was Griply.
No way. It's
No, nobody
Ripley.
said.
That's
Nobody
a
said it
lie.
was. No, it's not. I mean, maybe it was common. I speak that.
I guess. What did you say? A perception?
Perception.
I'm pretty good at those. Every single time I talk before I roll, it's always below 5. Without fail.
Okay. I can hear Sarah talking through my wall.
Oh, but we can't hear her right now. Okay, that makes sense.
That's the thing.
Okay.
We can't hear her, but I can hear her. Oh,
Oh,
I hear something right now.
I heard
Okay,
wackadoodle.
so nothing came from, and you don't hear any noises.
Whoa.
Understand it
that-
goes completely silent for me, and then I guess all of my audio just speeds up.
yep.
Yeah, we just got all your audio there.
We'll have to play that back because I'm not really sure what you said in ×3 fashion.
So, if I heard it correctly, because I listened to a couple of podcasts at the ×3 zone, we didn't see anything. 26, surprisingly, was not enough to notice what she was going to have us potentially notice.
Right. Yeah. So a 26 did not notice
Ow.
anything.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
Did anything respond back to me?
Nope.
Alüna will
Which-
ask what he said and what it said, the voice.
Yeah, they said, "Leave my home, strangers!" In a slightly more aggressive tone than that. It's in my native tongue, Griply. But they're nothing, it's not talking back. Is it another Griply here?
Remind me, Josh the player, what we were tasked to do here. Check on a bunch of stuff, and we didn't have any news that there were a Griply living here in any capacity.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, it wasn't even mentioned. We were just supposed to check on the fort and make sure they're okay.
Now, Alüna, she was shot from somewhere up high, right?
Yeah.
Or we don't
I
really
like
know.
to think of it as like a near miss. Like she saw it just in time, and that's how she took the 1 HP of damage, but didn't get hit.
Maybe whatever shot Alüna was up in that tower back there.
Miyabe knocks down the tower.
I suppose one way.
So we don't notice anything. We've just been told to leave.
Yep.
I'll take a moment to kind of like peer and stare up at the tower where the shot came from and see if I can't notice anything or anyone.
Okay,
Abner-
so you think... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna have Abner go down here and maybe try and go up the stairs to the second floor.
Okay.
Where on the map is the tower? Like, which of these buildings would be the tower, geographically?
I guess I don't understand what you mean by the tower.
They were saying that the arrow came from some sort of tower, and I just want to know, like, where did the arrow come from?
No, it came from this direction. Oh wow, the pinging is so slow.
Yeah, we see it.
It came from that direction up on the, what do you call them? Like the parapets.
Oh,
So
I
it's
thought,
on the wall.
Yeah.
I thought there was the ladder up that we didn't go up. There was the tower that it might have shut down from. I was looking in the wrong direction.
Well, from the outside, you guys would know that this is a 2-story fort, and you guess that it's pretty symmetrical. So this is kind of a tower over here, and you think there would be one in each of the 4 corners of this fort.
Yeah, so this is like a courtyard here in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the
Yep,
shot
so there
came
would be
from
like
here.
4.
Right.
Yeah, yep. It came up on one of like the walkway connector, but there's also walls, so you couldn't see anything above the walls.
Yeah, so I'll, like I said, Alüna will peer up that way and see if she notices anything.
Yeah, no. With the perception check that you rolled, you didn't notice anything.
So we didn't clear this whole room then, or they didn't. I didn't go over there.
No, I think we cleared that room. It's just this is from.
Okay, it just looks like
above
there
it.
might be a continuation based on the fog. Okay.
This is the edge of the wall, Sarah.
Yes, that's the wall.
Okay.
So guess
I reckon I'll head up top and take a look, and then I'll head over there and try and climb up that ladder. And now I'm dead.
You instantly
Okay.
fall for a fireball trap.
Right in the face.
Sorry, I'm struggling. My
That's
everything's really slow.
No, you're
so-
fine.
You're fine.
All right, so you're going up that tower,
Yes, ma'am.
and the rest of you, what are you doing?
Aluna's gonna talk to Miyabe and tell him to relax his guard, and I'll be like, "It is alright, Miyabe. It did not even hit me. I am okay." And she'll, like, pat him on the back.
wait, but didn't it hit her?
Yeah, technically, but it only was a point of damage.
Just an arrow sticking out of her. It didn't even hit me.
Well, I mean, you basically say that, and Crimin's like, I saw it hit you.
More like it barely grazed, because it's just a point of damage. So, like,
Yeah,
HP
that's like
is...
a tenth of your health.
Well, yeah, to be fair. But an actual arrow hitting you in real life would do way more than a tenth. It would wreck you. So I have to think she's exerted some force to avoid.
I'm sure it was just like a
So-
graze, like it didn't actually pierce
Right.
you, it probably just flew
Right.
by. But you say that it didn't hit you, but Cremit, from his mind, it's like, no, it totally hit you. I saw it.
Miyabe would respond and say, "The danger is still present. We cannot let our guard down yet." And he's still looking around, like, because he doesn't even know where it really came from, so it's got him on edge, like his instincts.
Sure.
He doesn't like the idea that there's something nearby. He doesn't know where it is.
So this is covered, right? This is like a room with a wall and a roof, conceivably. When she comes back, I guess.
Where are you pinging?
Right here on the left-hand side. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, yep. So those are rooms. So this other place over here was a room. This was a room. It's just basically the area that is uncovered. This
Yeah.
courtyard area is the only like open area.
So
too.
she'll just quietly like point that way, as if to suggest we just get out of the range of fire and wait for Abner to figure out what's going on.
Okay. All right, hold on just a second, guys. I'm switching browsers.
Okay.
So he runs in because, of course, he doesn't want to be shot.
Who wants to be shot?
No, I don't want to be shot.
I asked who does.
Oh, Miyabe? Maybe?
Ooh, I think you're gonna become temporary DM for a moment here, Brandon.
Yeah, I saw that last week when I was watching the YouTube video. It's whenever I exit, Brandon's picture goes up into the GM spot until I get back.
So,
Yeah.
Abner, you open the trap door, climb up, and you see 5 Griplies, all pointing readied actions to your face.
Oh,
Let's roll.
He said,
roll for initiative.
Roll for initiative.
"Let's roll." That's
I think
way
only
more
one of them
exciting.
hit you, a 13. Does a 13 hit?
No.
It does me.
I mean, they probably have
Oh,
bonuses
that's
to
right.
hit, so
That's fun. I like that though. Instead of saying "roll for initiative" when combat starts, just be like, "Let's roll." You know,
Let's get it on!
Terrible. catchphrase.
Autobots, roll out.
Autobots.
yeah, one
roll.
one word short of Transformers.
Autobots, that's...
Okay, all right, we're cooking now. Alrighty.
I'm not.
Was
With
it
gasoline.
Firefox? That's
Yeah,
what
I'm not cooking. I'm playing Pathfinder. I don't know what you're doing.
No, I thought I'd be smart and try to use a different browser to make the video better, which the video looked better on my end, but made everything else really slow and bad. So I'm back to what
You
I'm
know what
used
browser
to.
you should use? Internet Explorer. Also not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. Really not though.
Edge.
Don't.
Who uses Edge?
Also, we're like, no, don't do that.
No, really don't. Somebody downloads Syrinscape off Internet Explorer.
Okay, so Abner, starting with you, so you climb up the ladder
Yeah.
and you end up in
The graveyard.
Hey,
no.
got a backup.
So you end up in a room, and this room has 2 wooden doors to the east and north that allow access to this square chamber. A single bench rests before a scene of destruction, with smashed pottery and broken statues dashed on the floor. 2 child-sized corpses rest amid the detritus, peppered with arrows and with blood smeared on the floor and debris around them. So let me reveal to you what you are seeing. So this is, if you scoot over to the right side of the map, I've just revealed the area to you.
Yes.
Yep, so you come up into that room.
And they're
And-
childlike corpses,
Yes. Yep.
but not children, just childlike.
Kind of in the same way that Cremit is a childlike object.
Yeah, so roll me a perception check, or I guess if you're going to take a while just to study the bodies, you would look and you can see that they appear to be halflings.
Sarah agreed with that way too quickly. I don't think she actually childlike objects like Cremit. Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean he kind of is. He's only 2 feet tall, less than 2 feet tall.
1 foot 9 inch, please. I am not tall enough to ride any rides.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Oh, that's
I
kind of
need an
sad.
adult.
I still need an adult. So what does he notice about these childlike corpses?
Just halflings.
Yep. So you would notice that they look like halflings. And they have been, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but they have been stabbed with crossbow bolts, and it's a like bloody, awful scene.
Eviscerated.
Stabbed.
Yeah, very visceral.
Stabbed?
Were
Mhm.
like in multiple locations or like
That's personal.
How
flayed.
close are you looking? Are you like doing a full check over these bodies?
I'm doing a 17 perception check on these bodies.
So,
because I don't want to spend a whole lot of time. We still clearly have someone hostile to deal with, so I'm not going to spend like more than maybe a couple of minutes at most.
yep. So as you are studying these bodies with your 17 perception, I want you to roll me a separate perception check.
Okie dokie. Someone's going to pop out and stab me with freaking crossbow bolts.
Okay.
15.
So, all of a sudden, Abner, as you're looking over these bodies, this wave comes over you, and you feel this urge to pick up one of the crossbow bolts
No. Stop.
and stab yourself in the stomach.
Yes.
So I'm gonna need you to roll me a will save, please.
Oh no, that is some bad juju. No.
Is this the same thing that happened in
Yeah,
that
spoilers.
one
Yeah, that one other
Encounter?
situation. Yeah.
that we
It's
changed?
not. It's
from the
not
book
that bad.
so that it
No,
wasn't
it's
an
not quite
immediate
like
coup de
that.
grace?
No.
Coup de
So
grace, his stomach.
yeah. So you have this wave of emotion over you, and it's this horrible terror. And you go and you pull out one of these crossbow bolts from the body in front of you, and you hold it in both hands, and you go to stab yourself in the stomach, and all of a sudden you stop, and you kind of reclaim your senses, and you think, why
What in the world?
was I about to do that?
The way I like to think about it when this kind of thing happens to your character is like if you ever been driving late at night and you just have that passing thought, I could just turn the steering wheel. It's like 2 steps beyond that when you feel compelled to just kill.
I think you should see a doctor, really.
You've never heard of that? The call of the void or something like that? No, it's a phenomenon. Lots of people experience it. Just you have the passing thought, wow, I could die here. And you
Go
know
ahead
you're
and tell me more, Josh.
dead. Look it up! I'm not crazy. It's a thing. Look it up.
Literally every single second of my life.
Okay, well now you
Constant.
that's different. That's
The
different.
voices.
This stream just got dark.
That's very different.
This
It is called Hearth of Darkness. I didn't expect it to really go that dark,
That
though.
was-
You made him try to kill himself. What did
Now
you
I kind of wish I did stab myself to avoid all this.
Oh man!
Okay,
And
so I
as-
stopped myself.
But he shakes
Yeah,
out.
so
of
you
it
stop
in good
yourself.
time.
Yep, you stopped yourself. You were able to overcome that feeling and emotion that you had. You still feel a little bit of residual fear just from whatever it was that took place in this room. Looking around, you can see there's the 2 bodies that are in here, and then there's also smashed clay figurines all over the floor. And if you take a glance at those, it looks like there were various little idols devoted to different gods, different deities that have been just completely smashed and destroyed on the floor.
Okay.
I'm getting so
And then-
crazy. Like, did they release spirits that like made them try to kill themselves or something? I don't know.
You can
It's a heart.
see. Yep, and you can see these halflings are dark-skinned halflings. Roll me a knowledge local. Do you have knowledge local?
I don't have it trained now.
Okay, all right, never mind. Don't do that
Yeah,
then.
don't.
Do I, is there any letters or anything on the halflings? Any notes or...
Nope.
Okay. I will shout back down the ladder. There are more bodies up here, and I've felt a strong, strange urge towards violence, but towards myself, I would advise extreme caution before coming up this way. Alüna, perhaps you might have some knowledge into what might be happening up here.
Are those thoughts normal for you?
That's a mighty personal question, my small friend.
I don't know if I like this.
I certainly do not like it myself. I would recommend you stay down there.
Alüna is gonna approach the bottom of the stairs.
It's a ladder,
The bottom of the ladder.
just to clarify.
And,
Listen.
It's an elevator.
An escalator.
It's an escalator. You just step on the ladder and it just keeps going up.
Does she
It's like
kind
this-
of sense anything ethereal? I'm looking it up now. With the skill unlocks, I think I have a way where I can sense things that don't exist. Give me a second. I gotta pull it up.
You can sense things that don't exist. I don't know how to work with that, Josh.
Guys, I literally can't explain how many things that don't exist I'm sensing right now. They're everywhere.
Hang on. Just
Those are probably
Struggling with-
the non-existent things that he sees are the reason he turns the wheel.
Oh god, I'm cracking up over here.
What are the rest of you doing while
Yeah.
Alüna is trying to figure out her?
yeah, you guys
Stuff.
do stuff.
Crimit's contemplating what to do because now he's been told to stay down here. He just met, he's known Abner a couple days, but it kind of freaks him out.
Abner freaks him out?
Well, with you talking about trying to
Oh,
do violence on yourself, not you. You're a very warm-hearted person. It's just,
yeah.
I've never experienced anything like this before. It's a lot to take in with Cremit because this is,
Right.
the dead body. Killing the little lizard things. Yeah, sure, he's done that before. But seeing
Sure.
some dead, decapitated bodies, hands. Abner's talking about stabbing himself. This is getting
It's getting
dark.
weird.
Yeah.
Miyabe is torn between protector mode and hunter mode. He wants to stick close to Alüna to keep her safe, but he also kind of wants to rush out and hunt down whatever it was that fired that shot.
Does he express those thoughts verbally or just more internal?
No, you might be able to see some sort of conflict going on within him, but he doesn't say much at the moment.
So
Abner did not note this, but he does not want Miyabe to come up here in the off chance that Miyabe gets very violent feelings and decides he wants to stab Abner instead.
Me no like magic.
Me no like magic. Stab, 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 stab.
Stab with his shotgun bayonet.
Yeah. Yes.
So I looked it up. It is not until later that I can try to tap back into that.
Sense non-existent things. Yep.
Yes, well, yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, sensing non-existent things sounds like a pretty high-level ability.
Yeah, it's actually a conjuration spell, believe it or not.
Oh.
Because you create reality when you sense something that doesn't exist. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
I
Abner-
don't understand.
Trust me.
You just create reality to sense things
Yeah, exactly.
that don't
This-
exist.
This
Exactly.
is what talking to an insane person sounds like.
Exactly.
A genuinely unstable person.
I sense the non-existent. What?
The voices in my head told me about them.
Well, hang on.
just
Let me
creating
create
my
some
own
reality. Let me create some reality so I can.
And as a consequence, that's exactly what it would be. Anyhow, she is going to climb the ladder, I think. I want to engage
Okay.
with the story, so she does too.
So you guys can move yourselves over to the other side of the map if you so choose.
Is Miyabe going up there too?
Yeah, he'd be right behind Alüna.
Okay, yeah, Miyabe's yeah. Crimit's not staying by
Well-
himself.
She's gonna kind of put her hand behind and tell the two of them to wait as she gets up here and inspects.
Why is there two Abners? Oh my gosh, he's doing the reality thing again. There's two of them.
He invokes duplicity? Wait, this is duplicity. Mirror image, I guess.
Crimin's now freaked out.
And I want to take a moment to soak up this scene myself and see what I can't ascertain or understand. Just before the two of them come up here. So you want?
Okay, roll me a knowledge religion.
I've got. I don't have ranks in religion.
Okay.
But I do have ranks in local. So I can roll you one of
Okay,
them.
so yeah, roll me a local.
11, and I also have ranks in history if it matters. Though an 11 kind of.
I don't know if history applies in this case. An 11.
It's one higher than what you could have rolled if you didn't have ranks in it.
And for
Yeah.
player history, she grew up in the plains. That's it. That's all. That's where she spent all her life so far.
Yeah, so I guess with that roll, you don't really recognize these halflings, but you can tell from their skin color that they fit in with the natives of the region. So they fit in with the peoples of Sargava, but you don't know anything more specific than that about these halflings.
I want to take a heal check as well as a perception and just, soak in all the details. So you want me to roll both of those?
Sure.
A 27 on the perception, followed by a 15 on the heal check. I want to determine cause of death. Having heard Abner explain what happened to him, I want to know if these wounds appear self-inflicted.
You're not feeling stabby, are you? And it raise a eyebrow towards her.
She shakes her head no slowly as she's still paying attention to the carnage.
Excessive stabbage with crossbow.
Thank you, Jace. I inferred that much.
So with a 15 heal check, looking at these bodies, it does not look like these were self-inflicted wounds.
Well, that's not a relief,
And
or it
with
is.
a-
I don't know.
Yeah, with a 27 perception, though, I'll give you that. It looks like whoever did this tried to make it look like it was self-inflicted.
I got a bad feeling about this, Abner. It looks to me like they tried to make it like they hurt themselves, but they did not. Abe, it is safe now. And she'll call down.
Does she just call Miyabe Abe? Is that what she calls him?
Yeah, just Abe.
Cool. Cool.
Cremit quickly climbs up the ladder right behind Miyabe.
Okay. So now
Oh,
everybody's
goodness
up here.
gracious, this is just as bad as down there.
As soon as Miyabe comes
It is
up,
pretty bad.
he immediately grabs a crossbow bolt. No, just kidding.
Begin stabbing Abner.
Sorry, it's the room. The room made me do it.
Yeah.
So there's two dead halflings up here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She'll take a deep
Do any of the rest of you have knowledge local?
I think
Nope.
I do. Yes, Cremit does with no ranks in it.
So he doesn't.
So I do not.
So he doesn't.
Does anybody have religion?
Okay.
Well, if I create my own reality, I do have knowledge local.
In my reality, Crimit's
My
already level
reality.
20.
Right.
Oh, I don't even want to think about a level 20 gunslinger. It's a nightmare.
You should want to think about a level 5 one either.
No
Where
one
did
has-
these doors go to?
Most likely
one?
to more to
Yeah,
the parapets.
He was just saying, like, openly, I'm assuming they're both shut, right?
Yep.
So I guess Cremit kind of pushes on the door. Like if it's a jar or something, or if it's already kind of unhinged, will it push open, or is it actually shut?
It's actually shut.
Alright, wish me luck. Grabs the handle, tries to twist it a little bit. Is it unlocked?
Okay. Yes, it's unlocked.
He kind of
So if you...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, if you're not opening it, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, he will, but it's kind of like where you twist the handle, and then he pushes it open and jumps back like as fast as he can.
Like that, yeah.
He like
Oh, yeah,
pushes
yeah,
it
like, he
open,
kinda opens it and then
standing
pushes
to
it
the
and
side.
jumps back. Oh yeah.
I mean, we know
Just in case.
we're approaching an archer. You know what I mean?
And then Miyabe gets hit with a fireball.
If nothing happens, he
Fireball?
peeks
Oh.
over.
It's a fireball. More than just Miyabe is getting hit by it.
Yeah. To be fair, depending on the
So-
level, that's just TPK. Good session, guys.
You open the door, and you can see it does lead out into a parapet, and then there's an open space where the gate used to be, which has now been completely destroyed. So it's just 10 feet of open space that goes down 20 feet to the bottom.
Were there like arrow shots that came like against the wall or against the door when you opened it?
Nope. All you can hear is the rain hitting the roof and hitting the wooden parapets.
And a little bit of music.
Yeah, you hear some creepy music that's in the background.
Ooh.
Not
Cremit
sure where.
kind of clears
that's
his
coming from.
clears his throat and. All right, guys. I guess we keep pushing forward as he like stands behind Miyabe, waiting for Miyabe to go.
Is
Do you know
there
what
a
I was thinking
wall
about?
here?
No, that's
It's completely open. That's where the
Yeah.
gate used to be, and
Yeah.
the gate.
About how long is this a table in here?
I know where Josh is headed. Can we put the table across the
Yeah.
You want to know what
Empty
I want to
space.
do?
run and jump?
Throw me.
I want to jump real bad.
I know you do. It's
Do
not
it.
that high of an
Do it.
AC. It's not.
Okay.
So Sarah, how long is that table there by chance?
The bench.
The bench, the whatever that is.
It's 9 feet.
Probably
Just
about 5 feet.
Just 5 feet, not long enough.
On the dimensions, I was going to say 6.
Well, you know what you do, Josh, is you split it. You just bisect it down the middle, and then you have 2
Yeah.
5-foot slabs.
Yeah, you know what? Give me 20 minutes. I'll pull out my handsaw real quick.
You can just materialize that from from
Yeah.
reality.
And then I think, let me see here. Oh yeah, I do happen to have my masterwork tools on me, my artisan's any tools. So I got a hammer and nails. 2 minutes done on a GIF. We're right across.
Sarah, at what point did you decide that this was a bad idea to GM a group with us for?
No, I'm just thinking that
And
for
Sarah
anyone that's
says,
listening,
I wonder about that.
we made bets about how many sessions we thought. Well, they made bets about how many sessions they thought this module would be, and I said that whoever guesses the correct number, I would buy them a set of dice.
I forgot
And
about
all I'm
that.
thinking now is that, the longer you guys delay, the more chance it is that nobody wins and I don't have to buy anybody dice. So
Oh
I'm
no, I'm
perfectly fine
pretty
with
sure
it.
I'm going to win.
Wasn't it closest? That's what I thought.
So Abner's gonna go to this other door and try to open it. But doing that very agile
Okay.
move as well.
So that one is also unlocked.
I
Where
like
he just
that.
leaps to the side.
Where he just leaps to the side and then peeks around the door.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Good tactic.
So you leap to the side and you see that this opens up into a long parapet that goes to another closed door.
Okay.
How high are these walls in the exterior? The palisades, how high do they come up?
Like the railing-ish things.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're probably trying to think. They're lower on the inside and higher on the outside. So on the outside, it would be so that like a medium-sized human could see over and shoot to defend, but it probably would come up closer to chest height. But on the inside, it's probably more like waist height.
So I'll kind of not really crouch walk, but like hunch so that my head's below the inner
Yeah.
parapet.
They're low. They're
Okay.
high enough you could duck under them. and
Right.
make it
Just
across.
kind of duck
Yeah.
walk across, and
Army crawl.
I am not prone. And And I will actually just get close to this door and try and listen. Can I do like a perception check?
Ooh,
Okay.
See if I
what
hear
are we
anything.
playing? First edition?
Sure.
Listen at the door?
Listen at the door, yo.
Ooh, look at that, natural 20
Ooh.
for a 19.
I have a -1 perception.
That was one of my favorite sentences to ever say.
So you listen at the door and you do not hear anything from the other side.
Okay, so I'll give it an open.
No doubt, by the way, Jace, that Miyabe can make it across that gap. But can he throw Alüna across and Cremit? Cremit, yeah. Alüna?
He could just probably carry me across.
Probably not.
I like this idea. Have 3 of you go one
Yeah,
direction.
I guess
and the
I'll just take
squishy
the long
wizard
route.
go the
That's
other
fine.
direction.
I didn't know where you're going.
I'm cool with this.
Yeah, that's 7 hit
Cremit-
points. That's fine.
Cremit turns around to Miyabe. Miyabe, do you think you're athletic enough to jump this minor gap?
Oh boy, I'm gonna die.
Of course I am. And then he does it.
Do you? Oh, crap basket. I was going to ask him something.
And then he jumps back.
Can,
Do you
I
actually
bet,
have to roll for that? Or
No, he can take 10.
Take 10, I can just hit the DC
Yeah.
by more than the DC is.
what
Yeah.
is 10 feet?
So it's
It's a
gonna
DC
be
If you have a running
17.
start,
It's DC 10 for 10 feet.
DC 10.
Cremit looks up at Miyabe
Yeah.
and, oh, that's impressive. Do you think you could do it while carrying me? Do you think you're strong enough to do that?
How much do you weigh?
I think that's a personal question. But with all my equipment,
To be fair, he's less than 2 feet high. I'm sure he can do it.
so I have
Does he need it over?
20.4 pounds of gear, and I weigh 29 pounds. Wow, I almost have as much gear as I weigh.
Wow, you're really
So
rocking it.
just under 50.
I think it would be really funny if Miyabe were to toss him across, but because Miyabe is so strong, he tosses him and he like throws him into the door on the other side.
I was debating to take a racial that helps me take less fall damage, but I did not.
That would have been really funny. So we're not throwing dwarves because that's just stupid. But we'll throw frog people. That makes sense.
Yep.
The answer is yes, I could still make that jump.
Okay. All right. So you guys are messing around with this. Miyabe's jumping back and forth, and they're having a good old time while Abner is going to his death.
I
So
didn't
you
know he didn't
open
go.
this-
He went that way.
So you open the door, Abner, and you're greeted with another 20 by 20 foot by 20 foot room, square room. A long wooden table covered in scattered paperwork fills much of this room. A decapitated human corpse slumped across the mess. Doors exit the room to the south and east, while a ladder in the southwestern corner descends to the first floor of the fort. So you would see...
Well, I hope I don't
Yes.
lose my head during this here expedition. Nothing? Wow. Tough crowd. Move in. I hope I die.
Well, you can't hear the audience. You can't hear the audience, to be fair.
Oh man, hold on. I missed an opportunity. Oh no.
Oh no!
It's going to take a while to find one.
Oh, my.
Ah, perfect. Perfect. Keep that queued up. I've got a million more.
We're going to need a couple of those to get through the night, I think.
Yup.
So, Alüna is actually going to motion to these two and start making her way, ducking down just like Abner did to get across. And then it's going to try to slink in here quick as a cat, rolling stealth on that last bit of the way where she would be seen.
Cremit does the same. He could probably hop up a little bit and still be covered.
No, you can stand fully.
Yeah, I can totally. I can go on my tippy toes.
Probably.
It'll be okay.
He scales the wall and climbs along it, you know? So yeah, I kind of want to inspect you said there's papers and such on this table, as well as a headless man.
-4.
Wow.
yes, there's a headless woman, actually.
A woman. Sorry, that looks like a man.
Yeah. Yep. So you're inspecting the paperwork. So looking through the paperwork, if you take your time to kind of go through, the first thing that you can see is you can see a single footprint left in blood on a piece of the scattered paperwork. And anyone who sees that can roll me either knowledge local or survival.
Is it
You say
humanoid?
paperwork? What do you mean?
So there's a bunch of paperwork. It's all manner of mundane reports. So if you stop and you look through, you can see that it describes local water sources, plants, animal migrations, daily weather reports. It's just a bunch of mundane paperwork.
Okay, you said survival or knowledge local.
Yes.
I've got both, but they're the same, so I'm gonna do the local check.
And Abner, you can roll survival if you'd like.
Oh, okay.
Because that's not... I don't think that's trained only.
No. Anyone can survive.
I will survive.
Speak for yourself. I might die.
Anyone can cook.
Okay, so Miyabe and Alüna, you're looking at this piece of paperwork that has this bloody footprint on it, and you notice that it's human-sized, but it has clawed toes. And as you're inspecting it further, you can identify that this was made by a lizard folk.
This is more signs of lizard folk.
What was the first sign?
We found a severed lizard hand earlier, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Luna, roll me a heal check
I guess that
on
speaks
the
for
body.
itself.
27.
Okay. All right. So you are looking at this body, and you can see that this woman bears puncture wounds all over, and that she was killed with a spear. You can tell going further that all of these wounds were delivered from above, as if she were stabbed by somebody that was taller than her, that was her height or taller.
Taller than her, not like a falling spike trap.
No. Mm-mm.
How tall is the woman?
She's medium-sized human. She's probably 5.5 feet tall.
And when you say taller, do I get the image of a giant, or just someone like one of the Basso who are just taller than average humans?
I didn't do it.
Probably just taller than average humans.
Okay.
I like that she said that.
Yeah, it's
that,
not like 15 feet tall.
Dead woman was a regular medium character, and it's like technically Miyabe's medium character, and he is mildly taller.
Yeah, all the Basso are that way. She'll explain as much to the party, and encourage them to exercise caution as we continue.
So I don't have knowledge local, but I mean, would I know since I speak Gripply? Do lizard folks speak Gripply?
No. You would guess that they do not. Not unless it's something that they've studied, but as a whole, they typically speak polyglot.
Alright, so they have their own language. Alright.
Oh,
Miyabe will open the door.
Okay. So you go to open the door and reveals another long parapet going down to another door.
Oh, Cremit does ask Alüna, I guess, when she's studying the body. I don't know with that role if you can tell, but how long ago did this person pass away?
Sarah?
It's not fresh as in like a couple days ago. Well, it's probably within a week, you could guess. You can't guess for sure. It's not rotted to the point where it's been weeks and weeks. It's been within the last 7 days.
It hasn't begun the rotting yet. It cannot be older than a week, she'll say, as she goes back with Miyabe.
As soon as like she talks about like the possibility of it being rotting or not rotting, Cremit definitely starts having his stomach churn and he just like kind of gags and ugh, oh, we're out of here.
Miyabe walked across the open area
The whole party did. Yep.
to the next door.
Yep.
Which
Okay.
he will then also open.
Okay, so you go to open this, and you find that this door opens inward, and you find that it's not really budging. You go to open it, and there's something that is almost barricaded on the other side.
It's a body.
It seems that something has been pushed against this door.
Oh, got a jar of pickles you can't open.
Dude, are there pickles in this world?
Yeah.
Are there
Sure
cucumbers?
there are.
If there are cucumbers, I imagine there's pickles.
As the wise Justin once said, where there are cucumbers, there are pickles. I do declare.
Fun fact: in Rune Lords, they specifically mention goblins that were stealing pickles from the food stores. They called them the
There you
pickle
go.
thieves. So
There you
they
go.
definitely do have pickles.
It's a very long and old form of food preservation. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pickles.
Yeah, but do you
Would-
think you could push harder against it?
Would you say that this is a light wooden door or a heavy wooden door?
It's probably a light wooden door.
Which one's more
Okay.
convenient? Again, not to help the party.
I'm just trying to look up what the hardness and hit points of a door is. Because I could probably just smash it with my hammer.
You could also probably push through. Your strength's not absurd, but I'm sure you could just bull rush it, basically.
Yeah, but if I did that, like, I'd probably have to take 20 to get a high enough number. But I'm thinking if I just did one big attack with my hammer, I might just smash through the whole door in one hit.
Sure. Can we assume an automatic hit there, Sarah?
Sure. Yep.
Roll for damage.
You
Just remember,
strike the
Jason,
door.
whenever you use a weapon on a door like that, it ruins the durability of the weapon. And then
I
a
don't-
good game.
I don't think so.
He's wielding an Earthbreaker. I'm not quite so certain he cares. Can we just say it's like a coup de grace, automatic crit? You get that 37. I think that seems reasonable to me. What's it doing?
So-
Resisting?
Okay. So it would take 2 hits because a light wooden door has a hardness 5 and 7 hit points. So in 2 hits, I would be able to deal enough.
What does an
to destroy
Earthbreaker
it.
look like? Is it a war axe or a hammer or a?
I think it's a hammer with a spike on the end.
Yeah, it's
The
got like spikes on the
iconic
end
Blood
of it.
Rager is wielding it.
Oh, okay. I know what those look like. They have a spike on the back and a hammer head,
Mhm.
and you can kind of twist it and do it either way. So easy
Yeah.
enough. You kind of like hit it with the spike end, and it kind of like punctures in the door, and then you turn it around and you slam through, breaking the door open, or
Yep.
however you want to do it.
And as you do, an arrow flies out at you
Here it is.
for a. Let me pull this up and see. A 13 to hit.
Flat-footed.
Your flat-footed AC.
Flat-footed.
My flat-footed AC is 13.
Okay.
Curses.
So this does strike you for
No, it doesn't.
1 point of damage.
Nope. See, we established that 1 point of damage isn't enough for an arrow to strike someone.
Right.
didn't even hit him in Aluna's world.
To be fair,
Just a
to be
flesh
fair,
wound.
maybe he's beefy enough that it's kind of like it did, but then it just didn't actually pierce him. He just kind of like caught it and.
And a cursory glance at this room shows that it is indeed like the others. It's 20 feet by 20 feet. 6 wide arrow slits look out over the surrounding marshland. There's straw piled up in the corner of this chamber opposite a single ladder that descends to a lower level. A lockbox rests beside the straw and with a pillow propped up against it. And 2 doors exit to the west and the south. And you also see the creature that fired the arrow. And I need everyone to roll me initiative.
Aw, I don't want to kill
It's-
the Gripply.
It's an abomination.
It's hideous!
What?
Children,
Is it
avert your eyes!
It's like, what?
So, my first question is that a female Gripply?
Maybe.
I'm just saying, guys. Just saying.
Yeah, you could try to bard this up if you wanted.
I don't.
Okay,
can
so
multi-class
Aluna's
next.
going first. Okay, so let me change our.
Can we blow that image up, please, of the grisly?
Yeah, yep. Give me just one moment.
Also, no.
Me?
And I don't know what this is going to sound like, but we'll go with it and see. Whoops.
Oh, went away.
All right, so this.
Oh.
So that is what you see.
Aw, she's so cute. I don't want to kill her.
We don't know. I mean, I would say that it looks cute, but I'm not sure, and I don't want it to be a dude either, because that would just then be awkward.
Doesn't
So I'll
matter. I don't want to kill it.
So first up is Alüna.
She will delay.
Okay. Alüna is delaying. Next up is Cremit.
Yeah.
So can I see after he smashes the door, or because he's in the way, and I don't know, Andrew Luna?
Well, she'll let him know, obviously, that it's the Gripply they saw earlier.
Well, we didn't see a Gripply earlier. We just heard of it, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I think she can infer.
So Crimin
Yeah,
just
so
makes
you-
sure. I'm sorry.
No, you were asking if you could see through there.
Yeah.
It's probably with the door being busted down and Miyabe's incredible frame in the doorway. You probably don't have a good idea of what's inside.
But Josh, did you say Luna said that there was a Gripply in there?
Well, assuming she could see. If not, then no. So it just depends.
I guess it depends on if you can see it, and then you can say it.
That's on Sarah. I'm waiting for a response.
Alüna was asking if she could see it.
Yeah, because basically my idea was that I would delay because I was going to have Cremit say something, because I can't speak Gripply.
I
if
guess I would say that you being right behind Miyabe, you probably can see it.
Okay, so she let him know it's a Gripply. You know, you should talk to it. Blah blah blah.
Okay. I kind of.
This tense, nice music.
Can I squeeze through here with him in the way?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I squeeze through, and I
Yeah,
kind
I
of.
mean, you could go between his legs.
That's true. Excuse me, Miyabe. And kind of climbs under him, pops out, hands up, and he goes. And then he tries to speak in Gripply.
Little did you know that Miyabe spoke Gripply all along.
Brandon is whispering what he is saying to Sarah,
Yes.
the DM, since none of us.
I was
speak
like,
Gripply.
did he freeze? Like, what is happening?
Hey guys,
Great audio, great audio for the podcast.
So he goes under Miyabe's legs. It gives Miyabe, walks up, and then he starts, doing his croaking. Ribbit, wop, wop, wop.
That was really good. That was like dubstep
Break it
meets
down.
frog.
Okay, so you squeeze up and you say a few words
And his hands are up, just kind of like showing he's got nothing
with
in
his gun
hands.
in the air.
That's not nearly what I said at all.
Stick him in the air.
All right, so that was Kermit's turn. Next is Miyabe.
See, nobody told Miyabe not to rush in. And he did just get shot.
Play a character.
I was gonna have him charge, but now there's somebody in the way, so I can't mechanically charge.
I mean, you could Oh, no, you can't, because
He tramples.
that's what I was thinking. He's going to bull rush
Cremit
through
just-
Cremit.
Yeah, Kermit goes flying.
And he's blasting off again!
Yeah.
So I'm going to walk in like this, and what exactly is Miyabe looking at here? Like, what does he see?
So you see, like, as far as the room goes, or as far as the creature?
As far as the creature.
So you would see a creature that looks very similar to Cremit. She's a little bit taller than he is,
Is
probably
she?
a good 2'4".
That's hot.
You like taller women? And she has a bow out that is drawn. She hasn't. She loosed her arrow, so she doesn't have another arrow ready yet.
Barbaric.
Make a perception check as you get close to her.
She's probably terrified.
Abner, help me soothe
Okay.
her with your southern twang.
She is shaking really bad.
So, Miyabe is going to go in and he will say, drop your bow, or else I will attack. And then he will ready an action. If she tries to knock another arrow, he will attack.
Okay, what language are you saying this in?
He would probably. I'm not sure if. I'm trying to think if he would default to common or polyglot. Given the area, he'd probably default to polyglot because most people in this part of the world probably speak polyglot over common, but I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure. It's probably I mean, closer in the actual colony, it'd be common, but anywhere else, you would think polyglot would be your go-to.
So I'll say he does it in polyglot.
Okay. All right, so you move up and you say a few words to her in polyglot. Next up is Abner.
I'm gonna take my turn.
Okay.
She is gonna move in behind Miyabe, and we'll tell him to stay his hand, not to hurt the Gripply, and then tell Cremit to let her know we're not here to hurt her, just figure out what happened. And she'll say all that. She moves in.
Okay. All right, now it's Abner's turn. He goes in guns blazing.
Yep, he's got his guns out, just
Pew, 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 pew.
like Susie comes in, just violence.
She speaks
No,
in polyglot to Miyabe in common to Cremit, by the way. First time that she's blended the languages a little bit.
Okay.
Abner will walk up and just say, what a auspicious occasion for us to come across another of your kind, Cremit. I declare I'm not entirely certain what to do in this situation, so I shall take a back seat on this one and allow you to convince her to stand down, and then Abner's just gonna chill.
That was
He ain't
6
even pull out a
seconds.
weapon.
That was 6 seconds, right?
Yeah, maybe 12. Maybe I did a double action to talk. Listen,
All right.
Southerners are slow, okay?
Bro, I want to switch. That's not fair. Gosh,
Get out of
dang.
here.
Gosh dang, I'm about to walk downstairs.
I'm breeding Pokemon while we play.
I ain't judging, man.
All right, so now it is her turn. So she's going to 5-foot step back, and she shakily draws an arrow from her quiver and knocks her bow. And she looks, and in polyglot, she says, "Stay away! This is Yui's house! Stay away!"
She talks like that.
Whose house?
She's adorable.
I didn't hear it. What'd
Yeah.
she say?
What? Who's house?
Juif. Juif.
Juif?
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 Do I know a Juif?
Listen here, Jessica, stand down.
A Zuif? A Zoif?
Don't make fun of her speech impediment.
A Zoof?
She's being
Yes,
very aloof.
Zuif. And she's just holding her action.
In what language did she say that?
Polyglot.
She said that in polyglot.
So I don't know what she said.
Do we know who Zuif is at all?
Mm-mm. No idea. Alright, so that is what she's doing. She's holding. Top of the round is Cremit.
I guess Cremit would look at these guys and I don't know what she just said. And then he turns to her, walks very slowly up just 5 feet. Again, hands in the air, kind of putting one back to like block Miyabe's kneecap, and the other hand up in the air.
And she would turn to you, Cremit, and say something in Gripply.
So I say in common, then that's what I say. So I don't know if she's bouncing back and forth, but
Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work. Hopefully it does. Okay. All right, so that's Crimit's turn. Next up is Miyabe.
Miyabe will 5-foot step forward again, and trying to think of what he would say in response.
And as soon as you make a move towards her, she will ready. Or the action that she readied would be that she loosed her arrow at you.
Oh, that'll provoke an attack of opportunity.
That will provoke an attack of opportunity.
And he'll get an attack. You're gonna kill
Even
her.
if it goes off before you're technically the 5 feet next to her,
So
because it was ready to go off as soon as anyone made a move towards her.
I guess technically you
Up to you.
can say he's still back there when the shot goes off.
It doesn't matter. I think it's gonna miss. It's a 13 again,
You're
but
not
this time
flat-footed.
it's not flat-footed.
Not flat-footed.
Okay, so her hands are shaking so bad that she looses this and it goes wide, and it goes between you and Alüna and hits the wall in the back of the
If it had
room.
accidentally hit Alüna, could you imagine? Dead.
Miyabe sees this arrow go between them, coming too close to the direction of Alüna for his taste, and he will say, "I told you to stand down," and then he's going to attack with non-lethal damage because of his bludgeoner feat, but
Okay.
Could still kill her.
Okay.
so that's a 21 to hit for 15 points of non-lethal damage.
Good God.
Okay. So that definitely hits and doesn't quite knock her out, but she falls back against the wall and her bow falls out of her hand and she looks like dazed for a second.
Don't worry, I'll get her next time.
Next up is Alüna.
I don't know. I gotta think about what she's going to do. So you said that she drops her bow?
Yeah. Like, not intentionally, it fell out of her
Right, it fell
hands
out
because
of
she
her
got
hands.
her clock. What's the phrase? Cleaned her clock? Is that right?
The phrase I would use, I cannot use on podcasts. So
If you've ever seen the movie Friday,
she's gonna tell. She's gonna pick up 5-foot step in and pick up the bow. It will provoke if she has a melee weapon.
She does not have a melee weapon.
It will. That is correct. Always keeping me honest, man. Play it by the rules. She doesn't have unarmed strike. Weird.
She does not.
And she will say that we're not here to hurt her, and she'll kind of,
This giant man.
kind
I'm
of,
not here to hurt you.
kind of snap a look to Abe to be like, it's fine. Like, I'm fine. You know. And she won't push Abe back, but I had that thought, but I won't do that. And then I can't take a move action to move further back, so I'll just do that for this turn.
Okay. Next up is Abner.
quick, Abner, sit there, cast a spell, distract him.
my, very large man. That seemed a bit gratuitous, and then he'll just chill out in this corner.
That's where the ladder is.
Well,
He falls down, takes 1d6.
Yeah, give him the finger guns on the way down.
Remember me as I was.
I do declare.
I do declare.
Declare as I fall down. Finger guns blazing.
That was the last we ever saw Abner.
Yeah, it's so weird. He fell 10 feet, shouldn't have even taken that much damage, but crit failed the reflex. Somehow landed on his neck, broke it, he's
And-
done.
I mean, right at the bottom of the ladder was a gelatinous cube that he just like right into, and
Oh, that is
immediately he was eaten alive.
That's a miserable way to go. You want to talk about
Yeah.
falling pit traps? A gelatinous cube down there? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. All right, so that was Abner's turn. Next, it is her turn, and she starts crying, and her little webbed feet like go in her face, and she says, "This is Juif's home. Juif found it. Juif lives here now." And she's just cowering in the corner.
I'm assuming that was in polyglot.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so I don't know what she's doing.
She had said something to Cremit in Gripply, but this was in polyglot because that's what a lot of the conversing between Miyabe and the woman had been. So she's just trying to get you guys to go away. Next up is Cremit.
So Cremit will 5-foot step in and
Poor woman.
try to like actually hold up, like move his cape and hold his hand. I'm moving like you guys can see, but almost to cover her from them. And Cremit will put his hand on his pistol. He won't draw it, but he stares down Alüna and Miyabe, and very like with authority, and then also just scared poopless tells them to pretty much back off. He just Alüna, you and Miyabe, you two stand back right now.
This is great because he doesn't speak polyglot, so he doesn't know what's been exchanged. I love this.
I don't know, but he says that, and then he'll say that, and then quickly turn and then just kind of whisper something to her quick. Some sweet nothingness.
I was gonna say some
And
sweet nothings.
next is Miyabe's turn, and he would like to rage, right?
And Miyabe coup de grace.
And takes a strike at Cremit. No.
I just have to say that the dynamic here is crazy because we've got creatures speaking Gripply, we've got creatures speaking polyglot, we've got creatures speaking common. There's just like
and one guy in the background just walking around in circles. I do declare.
I just see him like pacing back and forth.
Polyglot or Gripply, so he's over here just like, I don't know what's happening.
It's like an NPC that's glitching out during a cutscene, and he's just back there like doing gun
half in
tricks
the
and
wall.
stuff. Like, I do declare, that's some fun shooting, Tex. He's just doing all kinds of weird
I'll
stuff.
just check the rest of this fort while you guys do your thing.
Need something?
He's just frozen. His model is frozen in a T
What are you
pose.
buying?
But so when Crimit's talking to Miyabe and Alüna, he's speaking in common, so you would understand that.
Yes, I'm
much.
sorry. I'm speaking to you in common. I'm speaking to her in Gripply.
Yeah.
So you hear, I guess, Abner, that's the biggest thing. You hear me tell Miyabe and Alüna to stand back, stand down, get away.
Okay. All right, so that was Crimit's turn. Next is Miyabe's turn.
So Miyabe will, noticing that she has been disarmed and pretty much lost the will to fight, he'll raise his Earthbreaker and like spin it to the spiked side and kind of turn, and behind him he'll just kind of smash it so that it hits the ground and just kind of stays upwards. And then he'll turn and look back at her and say, "If you were not prepared to fight, then you should not have fired upon us." And then he will start to back away, and because as far as he's concerned, the fight's already over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically with that, we can drop out of initiative since there's no more escalation. I think, unless any of you were going to.
Yeah, I was gonna pull out my
Escalate it.
dagger and stab her.
There's just now ready to get involved. He pulls out his pistol and shoots at Crimin.
Crimit's gonna die.
Bang! They're both dead.
He also pulls the
Um,
arrow out of his shoulder and throws it on the ground.
So you hear her say something to Cremit in their language. Just sounds like a bunch of croaking back and forth. And then she looks at you and at you, Miyabe. She kind of stares up at you and she's terrified. There's just abject fear in her eyes. And she says, "I was defending my home. You came here and I was defending myself."
We
She
did
is
not
more
make
adorable than
any
me.
moves against you. You provoked us.
Oh, you did break down her door. Let us not be rude about this.
I did not think you spoke polyglot.
You are not wrong. I will just show myself out. What lovely weather was we having out here today?
That reminds me when we had the exchange with Ulret back in Iron Fang. We were like, wait a minute, that's an affected accent? That's not your real voice? It's like, wait a minute, you speak polyglot this whole time? you were faking it?
Surprise!
You were feigning ignorance? We would talk mad garbage about right in front of your face. Alüna will say to Cremit, no one wants to hurt anyone. We just want to know what happened. And she'll take a 5-foot step back with Miyabe. And assume that the two of them will talk it out. She's gonna trust him to take point on this.
Forgot we're not in initiative order. Sorry, I was just kind of like blanking out waiting for my turn.
Yeah. It's, so basically, Brandon, from here on out, like, if you wanted to speak to her in Gripply, we can just say it so that we don't have to just spend the
No,
rest
you
of the
guys are.
session
I'm just gonna
chatting
make
with
karaoke
each
sounds for 30 minutes, guys.
Go ahead, you can. So long as you're talking while typing, that's
Ribbit.
fine.
Ribbit. I was accenting that one.
He was doing that one in a southern Gripply.
Ribbit. I do the ribbit.
I'll do the ribbit. If these are not the best
ribbit.
cornflakes I ever did have.
So Crimit's gonna walk in between. You know, he's gonna look as imposing as he can
That's
to the
cute.
massively imposing individual behind him,
That's
but
really
stand between them and turn around and look at her, and he's gonna kneel down and just kind of talk to her. And who is Zoif?
Catch up, it's her. She's always.
Juif? Juif is me.
Oh, I am Cremit. It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry about that big brute behind us. Sometimes when he gets off his leash, he just gets crazy. This
Are
is
you his leader? He didn't listen to you when you told him to stop.
Oh, well, you know, sometimes peons just have a mind of their own. I apologize. I got.
They're just speaking in Gripply. We're just like, Alüna's being real serious and trying to be peacefully negotiating this. Just gonna let him talk. Doesn't know what they're saying. Assuming it's going well. The
Well,
best
so far so good.
is.
I'm sorry. Alüna is the one who talks his language, and he just. I apologize for this. Have you always lived here?
No, this is Juif's new home. Since Juif was kicked out, Juif was trying to find somewhere to go, and Juif found this place. It was quiet. So Juif said she could stay here now, and this is home now. So Juif was protecting her home.
I understand. Give me 1 second, and I will relay this to my subordinates. Turns around.
Before you say anything, she says it all polyglot. No, just kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know what he said. Oh, okay. I'll be like, sure. Mm-hmm.
No,
Turns-
she didn't actually do
Turns
that.
around. This is her home now. She claimed it. I'm assuming once the inhabitants of the fort were met with their untimely demise. I'm speaking in common now for you, Abner. She, you know, that I understand that she was shooting, but she was just defending her home. So, Miyabe, what would you do if somebody came and stormed into your village? I think you would try to fight them off, wouldn't you?
Yes, but...
See, so shame on you. Shame on you.
Alüna will interrupt Cremit. You will let him talk. And honor the Miyabe.
That is not intimidating.
And she'll gesture for Miyabe to speak.
Miyabe would just finish, and he was just going to say, "But my tribe does not shoot first."
Well, I think you might be making a mess of things. So I would appreciate if you give us a little more space.
There is 10 feet from her and I.
But you cast a large shadow, good sir. Please stand back some more.
He walks this way. So there's technically 15 feet.
Technically, but he's still a 5-foot step away.
Yeah.
Miyabe, would you help me out on the parapet here? I think I see something in the distance and could use your eyes to help me see. Would you be willing to help me?
Which direction is it?
It's out in the distance there, towards the north.
Alüna
Do you see that out there?
rolling her eyes.
This is the east.
You didn't see that dinosaur run by?
What?
Yeah, there was a dinosaur, quite large indeed, running east across the field there. Keep your eyes peeled.
Miyabe vaults off the wall and starts.
I, sir, have bought you space.
While they're having that fictional conversation, Alüna will kind of move over that way, kind of letting it happen. I'm sure that this is a problem that they actually face all the time back home, like, because of his willingness to help anyone. It definitely gets exploited and abused. Normally she'd step in not to let him just help anybody for any reason, but the present matter, she's just gonna kind of let things take their course, and we'll just...
Yeah, so Abner was basically just pulling him out to try and get him to talk and maybe start up conversation about dinosaurs, since he seems to be interested in dinosaurs.
Oh.
So Miyabe's rolling a sense motive against Abner.
I do not see anything.
Roll your bluff.
He beats the DC! He beats the DC!
That's a 10 bluff, but that's a natural 1 for Abner.
Miyabe looks over at him and squints a little bit. He's like, I don't think you saw anything.
Oh, maybe I was mistaken. I apologize, my good man. But while we're here, we should probably keep a lookout in case whatever attacked this fort comes back. I'll watch over here if you'll watch over there.
So,
And then Abner
meanwhile,
awkwardly goes back to the wall.
meanwhile, Zuveef will say,
Zuif doesn't like the tall folk. Zuif did not see you when you were out there. Zuif would not have shot at a fellow Gripply.
Yeah, I'm vertically impaired, so I usually don't stand out so much. I apologize. So, do you know what happened at this fort before you got here? How did the people become all decapitated and such?
Zuif does not know what happened, but when Zuif was coming outside, Zuif saw lizard folk taking some halflings with them. They were all dead. But then Zuif came inside, and Zuif found some treasures, and Zuif made a hunting blind, and Zuif found lots of fun things, and Zuif is going to stay here.
Give me 1 second, thanks! He turns around to Alüna.
Yeah.
My friend here, she came to the fort after it was already decimated. It sounded like she said she saw some lizard folk. I'm assuming one missing a hand, carrying some dead halflings away.
She'll nod, and she's sitting crisscross applesauce now, and trying to be as unintimidating as possible.
She says if she would have saw me first, she wouldn't have shot, so it was just a misunderstanding.
know what Alüna wears. I can't remember her picture. I don't think she has a skirt on.
I don't think that that's appropriate. The applesaucing and stuff.
No, I don't think she has. I don't think she's wearing a skirt, guys. I think she's wearing hide armor.
Oh,
The applesauce.
well, Cremit clearly climbed right under Miyabe and all the loincloths just a minute ago. So whatever.
That's true.
Yeah. Nope. Not going there. Anyway.
Juif wants to know why are you here at the fort?
We arrived at the settlement yesterday, and they asked us to come check on the fort because they haven't heard anything in a while. So we just showed up. So we didn't expect any trouble. So I think that's why, unfortunately, you were getting attacked by the big brute.
He was scary. Juif doesn't like him.
Well, I understand. If I would have been smashed in the face with that hammer too, I probably would have wet myself. I mean, been a little upset. What things did you find here? Anything cool?
Juif found some treasures and she put it in this box, but then she shut the lid and she can't get it open anymore.
Oh, she's so cute.
We could try to open that for you if you'd like. Did you find any maybe paper or notes or anything with scribbles on it that you thought was cool that you wanted to keep?
No, Juif doesn't like that, but Juif found some shiny objects and some bottles with some stuff in it and a big stone and another silver thing and lots of little coins.
Do you think that we could open that box and look to see what was in there, and maybe it might give us a clue as to what happened here?
Juif doesn't think that that's going to give you any clues. But if you can open the box, Juif would be grateful because then Juif can have her treasures.
I could see if we could help with that. Alüna, do you know how to open boxes with any of your mystical powers or anything? Do you have the spirit animal of lockpicking?
Not at this level. No.
Maybe, do you mind if I hand that box over to Alüna? I promise we'll give it back.
If you promise, then you can look at it. But it's Juif's. Remember, what's inside is Juif's.
Yes. So he takes the box from her, hands it to Alüna. Do you think that you or somebody can unlock it for? It's hers, so we can't take the stuff, but we can at least look inside.
She'll nod and look it over. Is it got a lock on it, or some kind of trap mechanism, or how is it shut and she can't open it again?
It looks like it has a keyhole. It's a little chest that was just shut, and without the key you can't get it open.
Okay. So she'll take it out here and ask if Abner knows how to...
As soon as she walks up she just tried to see if she could open it. We're not stealing it.
Gonna ask Abner if he knows how to unlock it.
What exactly are you implying? That I am some kind of sneak thief that knows how to pick locks? Sir, I am offended. However, I will say perhaps there's a key on that personage that we passed in the previous room. Certainly we could go take a look.
I love how you talk about how you were offended, but then you just refer to Alüna as a he.
Oh, no. Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry. Ma'am, I am offended.
Good sir, I am offended.
I am offended.
Your masculine features have offended me.
My bad. Ma'am, I am offended. Yeah, so then he'll go back over this way and see if there's a key.
She'll follow.
Okay, if you search on that body, that body doesn't have anything on it. There's no keys on that body.
Well, then I believe our only recourse is to bust said box open, and perhaps good Miyabe would be willing to do such a thing.
I think that maybe we can find a key here. Let us wait a moment. And she'll set it down, and we'll wait till we clear the whole space out. Or actually, she'll bring it back over here.
Sweet. Is there anybody else here besides you?
Juif doesn't know. Juif doesn't go in many of the rooms. Juif just climbs down through the floor and goes out through the opening in the gate.
Do you want to help us go through the rest of this place just to make sure there's nobody else here, like survivors, and maybe we can find something to open your box?
No, Juif wants to stay here with her box. Juif doesn't care about the other places.
Okay.
This is Juif's home.
Well, alright, well, how about you hold out of the box and we'll see if we can't find you the key, but you have to promise to stay right here.
Okay, if you can find the key to Juif's box, she will stay here and wait for you to come back.
Alüna, she would like to hold onto her box while we look around for the key, but she said that she would stay right here.
She'll nod.
Perhaps Cremit will find the key to her heart.
Maybe. We could end
I
up
knew
with
this was
another
going to happen.
kiting crimination.
Yep.
Crimit's goals have changed. Oh yeah.
Cremit just runs off into the sunset with his new girlfriend, never to be seen again.
Do declare.
How long does it take to do first aid with a heal check?
I mean, nothing you do will help
That
hit
is
point wise.
Because it was non-lethal. You
a
can't
good
Well, no,
question.
it-
Hour. Introduction.
treat deadly
Wow.
wounds. I meant. My bad.
Do you have a healer's
Oh.
kit?
You
Treat
don't need
deadly
one,
wounds
You
is
just
an
take a -2.
Hour.
Okay. DC is 20 for treat deadly wounds, and it takes an hour, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Takes a whole hour.
Yep, but you take a penalty without a healer's kit. So
Yeah, you take a -2, I think, for each use you don't have. So it's a
Yes.
-4 total.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I would say, so just so I can get a bearing on the time, so you guys left early in the morning to get here, and I believe that I said it took about 3 hours, because it was about 12 miles. You stopped at the farm on the way here to drop off the stuff, and then you've been searching around. But it's hard to tell because outside the rain is falling pretty heavily, and the sky's pretty cloudy and dark, so it's not like a bright sunny day. It's pretty... Jason has a funny face. Is my audio gone?
Yeah, you just.
It was pretty well. See, that's the funny thing is that I could hear you talk for a while. All of the words were there, despite being very spread out, and I was like, "How is it? How is all the words there? Shouldn't it be cutting out?" And then suddenly it was like, So yeah,
Do you need me to repeat that?
3 hours passed, you said? Basically, I think.
I'm saying that it's early afternoon.
okay. It is precisely 1:16.
Okay, it's 1:16. But it's hard to tell because outside it's all gray and gloomy and dark, so it's not like a
Gotcha.
bright sunny day.
I'm not sure I'll take a full hour, but I will just take a heal check just to, make sure that she only took non-lethal damage effectively and that she's otherwise fine in whatever medical real-world sense that is. A 17.
Okay, yeah, so you would know that he knocked her pretty hard on the head, and effectively it would have been half her hit points if it had been lethal damage, but with some time and rest, she'll be okay. She's not in danger of
How much
death or
damage did you
anything.
do?
Just
I
15.
did 15 points.
So she has 30-ish HP.
It's a lot more than us.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing, Alüna?
she'll explain that she's just making sure that she's okay and not further injured. And then
I guess
she'll explain in polyglot while she's looking over her and just explaining what she's doing and just making sure she's all right. She'll also say, "You will have to forgive the one Miyabe. He is very protective of me. He did not mean you to do harm. But what he said was right." Almost doing a little I didn't.
I wondered about that.
I wondered about that. You cannot start fights you do not know you can win. And she'll, keep healing her and just talking to her and explaining, Miyabe's Abe-ness.
When you're not looking, she sticks out her tongue at you.
That's fine. She'll go over the whole, trying her best to briefly explain why he's so protective. But
Cremit comes out
not
to
really saying anything.
see these guys. He'll tell Zuif that he'll be right back. He's just gonna go get the other two. So I had a chat with our friend who has a concussion, and she says that she has not cleared the entire fort, so there still may be some trouble. Miyabe, I apologize that I disciplined you earlier, but you are mildly aggressive.
You're talking to Miyabe, and you can see that he's just looking out into the distance.
Is he ignoring me?
It doesn't look like he's actively ignoring you, but it looks like he's kind of in his own head.
I'm doing Miyabe.
And kind of like from his perspective, like he's looking out at the plains here. He's not looking for a dinosaur or anything. He doesn't think that there's anything out there. But he's looking out there, and he has like a very heavy sigh at some point, as if he's just like exhaling deeply. And in his mind, he hears the words of his chief, and it's like a scene replaying in his head, and he hears his words say, "Miyabe, you are strong. You must use that strength well, lest it consume you, like it has your kin. Do not use it to destroy. Use it to protect, especially those who cannot protect themselves. That is how you will keep your blood in check." And
So he's like half listening to me. So Cremit just finishes like, "All right, I will take your silence as you apologize as well, and I'll just head back in there."
And as soon as that scene ends and he finishes exhaling, he turns and he starts walking back into the room. And he walks up to the other Gripply, and he pulls out from a pouch at his side, he pulls out his potion of Cure Light Wounds. And he extends it out to the Gripply and he says, "I stand by my actions, but I can sympathize with wanting to protect one's home. Use this to treat your wounds."
Zuif does not want your poison. You can keep it.
Very well. And he'll put it back and head towards this door.
Well, I was kind of hoping that Miyabe crushed her skull and then gave her that potion that totally was going to make her trip out, like he poisoned her.
Abner thought
No,
of
we
being
don't.
like, "That's not poison, that's a magical potion. It's full of magical ingredients." And then like running away down the parapet as he escapes.
Well, actually,
Yeah, I forgot. That was one of the potions you got from Harry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that we bought.
actually though, real quick.
Oh, that would have been amazing if she drank it and then...
Actually, though, real quick, before Miyabe puts the potion away, she'll kind of, Alüna will reach over to grab it, and then will pour out a tiny bit of it and like drink just a small amount to show that it's not poisoned and that enough is still there for the potion to hold its effect. And then she'll hand it back to Zuif and see what she does.
We've just sets it on the ground.
And then Alüna will turn and just nod to Miyabe and join him.
Okay. So Miyabe is going to the door, and if you open this door, shock of all shocks,
Another arrow.
it's another parapet.
I just read the message that you sent, Sarah.
You must use your strength to defeat those who are weaker than you. Become the strongest in the
basically-
world.
I was gonna say he's basically a Sith.
Okay, so you walk down the parapet, and you get to this door. Do you open this door?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, let me get my sheet up.
Oh boy.
This is where the
So, okay.
Triceratops was all along.
Wait, what happened?
Nothing. He's about to open the door into this room up above. So you open the door and you look in, and a bookshelf lies face down in northwestern corner of this wooden room, partially concealing a trapdoor beneath. In the opposite corner is a large bed with a noticeable bump under its rumpled sheets. A small table with 2 chairs sits in the southwest corner. Doors exit to the north and west. So you would see this room.
And yet she picked that room without the bed. Weird.
Maybe Grippleys don't
And
like beds.
Miyabe,
Oh, that's true.
as you walk in, roll a perception check. Okay. So, as you walk into this room, you look at the bed, and the lump on the bed starts moving.
Ooh.
And it starts moving, and it gets faster and faster, and all of a sudden, flooding out from under the covers on this bed are spiders. Tons and tons and tons of spiders. And at the end of this, we'll call it a swarm of spiders, comes a very large spider. And they all start skittering towards you, and I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Miyabe, you can smash that one. Smash that one.
See, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if this is a mechanical swarm, I'm pretty sure we lose, right?
That is not true.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we don't really have anything to fight it.
No. Lose might not be the right word. Maybe like run away.
Yeah.
no,
You don't
I'm
have
pretty
any
sure it's
burning
hopeless.
hands?
No.
Alright,
It was
so...
a-
You just have to hit it with AoE, right?
Yes.
Alright, so...
Good battle music.
Sorry, let me get my
Do you want
initiative.
me to tell you what I can do? See if that makes sense.
I know what you can do, but can you
Are you
do it
thinking
at
that-
will, or do you have to wait for the thing to happen?
I can use a grip point
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
to swap it out.
Okay,
And that remains on there
So-
until the next time it misfires?
I've already misfired. I put in the ranged one, so I'm already at a 1 misfire anyway, the minimum. So I would just spend a grit, swap it out, and then it would just start normal.
Gotcha.
That's the only option that I think we have.
All right, so Miyabe has a 17 initiative.
I'm sorry, did I not roll? Oh, I don't think I clicked. My bad.
Abner has a 6. Alüna has a 22, and Cremit has a 19. So we're going to say, for the purposes of this, that there is a surprise round, and Miyabe will get to act in the surprise round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's this swarm?
Yeah!
If you were to put it on the map in a location that was visible.
Oh, that's right. They're on my layer,
They're
aren't
so
they?
tiny that they don't actually show up with a token.
They're only in Sarah's
Alright, so-
reality.
Yep,
Josh,
so
if he had
for the
that ability,
purposes
would
of that, there's the swarm that's on the bed, and then there's a larger standalone spider that seems to be kind of with the rest. So, should be able to see them now.
Yep.
And Miyabe, you will act first in the surprise round.
Awesome.
Ooh. So the big one is just right in front of me. I don't even...
Correct.
Okay. He will step further into the room and try to swing at this big one once with his Earthbreaker
Okay.
and miss, obviously, because it's flat-footed. Probably does.
All right. Its flat-footed AC is 11.
Hey!
Wow.
15 points of damage!
Yeah. Obviously, that was not
So-
lethal because we can't kill anything in this fort. No, just kidding.
So, you bring down your Earthbreaker on this spider, and you do a lot of damage to it, but it is still up. And it is its turn in the surprise round. And it will bite out at you for a 11 to hit, so that's going to miss.
Correct.
It just got whacked.
And
by a
after-
hammer. Earthbreaker. No way it's gonna hit him.
Yeah, and after that, it will... Nope, it won't do anything. Next, it is the swarm's turn. And the swarm will move to be on your square and do its damage. So that is 6 points of damage. And I need you to roll a fortitude save.
14.
Okay.
It's
All right, so
average.
all of these spiders just start biting out at you like crazy, and you can feel like maybe they're pumping something into your system, but so far you're able to keep that at bay. All right, going into regular initiative now. Top of round 1 is Alüna.
She'll shout out, "Get away, Abe!" And I will delay. Actually, no. I have a question. What do you think would happen if you were to throw a pile of hornets, theoretically, onto a pile of spiders?
So if it's anything like the tarantula hawk,
Would they fight each other? Just
Probably.
I would think, right? Just curious.
Yeah. I would
I
think they
don't-
would.
I don't know, because technically this swarm is immune to physical damage.
Technically, it's a splash weapon. So that's why it's in the middle of the road of, I don't know.
What is this
Yeah.
weapon?
Yellow and black mud
sure,
dauber
go
wasp.
for it. Let's see what happens.
It's a surprise. All
Says some wasps are predators for spiders.
Yeah. So, in that case, if I ready, I'll lose my move action. Is that correct? Yeah. So in that case, I will just delay, because I think, yeah, I'll just delay, because I think Miyabe's next.
Okay, so you delay. And actually, Cremit is next.
Oh, you're right.
Sorry, I keep muting my mic because the cat's using the litter box, so all I can hear in the background is just scratch, scratch, scratch.
So
trying to
I was in the restroom, so I missed us coming into this hallway, but I would have talked to Zoe to let her know we were coming down here. So I guess I don't really see what's going on. I just heard some smashy smash,
Yep.
telling him to get away. I guess maybe I can kind of see. I kind of run up. I put my hand on my gun. I'm not going to pull it out because I don't know if Miyabe's crushing any other Gripply or anything like that again, and just shout to Alüna, what's going on in there? That better not be another kid.
It is a swarm of spiders, she'll shout back.
Oh, that is so much worse.
It's way worse.
That's my turn.
Alright, so you move up and you yell out. Next up is Miyabe.
Miyabe will... First, he's probably going to take another swing at that other spider before he tries to move away.
Yeah.
The reason he moved in is he didn't want that swarm to be able to get to Alüna.
Right.
So he'll swing at that spider first before doing anything else. No.
What did you say? Because it completely cut out for me. You said he's going to swing at the spider and then...
Then think about moving away. But he didn't kill the spider, so
Okay.
he'll provoke when he does.
Okay.
But who knows if he's still
Alright,
will
so
or not.
you swing out your Earthbreaker and you miss the giant spider.
So he will... You delayed, right,
Yeah.
Josh? He will at least step back a little bit further.
A 5-foot step will do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I will act after his turn.
Okay.
And I am going to throw a sting chuck, which is treated as a weapon, but is actually kind of like an alchemical item. It's a weird item. And it is a splash weapon. I've got the stats on it. I do believe I'll be throwing this at a +0, so it's just a flat d20 check against this. I'm going to try to hit them with it. It's a 4. Which will miss.
Wow.
For a question, a sting chuck is a foul bag made of a...
That's not going to do it.
Yeah, made of a humanoid head with the brain removed and the skull heavily scored so that it bursts open when thrown. So I mentioned the 3 skulls that she had wrapped around on her second belt. That is what these are. The fortitude save doesn't matter because they're immune to that kind of stuff. And then it is treated as a splash weapon because it is filled with tiny vermin inside of it that when bursted out, bite and nip at the target. So in this case, they would just be fighting each other. But it misses, and will still do a point of damage though because it's splash.
Alright. So it does 1 point of damage to this swarm.
Where does it land? though?
Next
'Cause
up
that-
is...
Yeah,
that
no,
matters.
we gotta roll a d20.
Oh, that's true.
It's gonna be, so I was aiming at this intersection, technically, the center of the swarm, so it's gonna go, first one, this will be 1, and then clockwise from there.
So we want 3.
3 would be really good. A 4 is just fine. Not as good, but not bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is gonna hit this intersection, dealing damage just to the swarm. And after that, I will...
Okay, alright, so...
5-foot step back. We don't want swarms to be on 2 people at once. That's just dumb.
Alright, so that was Alüna's turn. Next up, it is the spider's turn. So that spider will, the guy right in front of him, bite out at Miyabe for a 16.
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to be 3 points of damage, and I need you to make another fortitude save.
Okay. 20.
All right. You are able to stave off the effects of this bite as well. Now it is the swarm's turn.
This could be really bad.
It's going to move onto your square and its ally's square, I guess.
Will it deal damage?
And it will do damage.
Yes.
No. It'll do not a d20 of damage. Minimum damage, 1 point of damage,
Thank God you did
and
that.
make another fortitude save.
I'm pretty sure if you succeed once, you're immune.
Is it?
I think so.
No,
Alright, hold on.
I'm just making that up.
The rules lawyer attempts to cheat.
Because it doesn't say on my templates.
No,
No, I'm
it'll
pretty sure.
specify.
you're
It'll
correct.
specify.
If it's just like a poison or something,
So-
that's not.
Yeah, so that is going to fail. An 8 is going to fail, and you will take 2 points of strength damage.
Could you imagine if it did con damage? That'd have been funny.
Yeah, that would not be good. Alright, so that was its turn. Next up is Abner.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Abner's gonna cast mage armor on himself, and just take a 5-foot step back.
I like it. Alright, so that was Abner's turn. Top of round 2 is Cremit.
I don't know if I should we just try it, Jason, see what she says?
Might as well.
Okay. Well, I have to do the change out anyway, so it doesn't matter, so I'm just going to do that. So I guess, Sarah, if I look at the swarm, what size is the creatures? Would you say, are they tiny, or, I don't know if I roll for that?
Are you muted, Sarah?
Yeah, she's muted.
Alright. I'm not muted. No, I'm not muted.
Oh.
Just wait for it. It'll all come at once. Like triple speed. You guys keep cutting out so bad for me. I have hardly any idea what you're saying, so I might have to drop out of Discord and get back in.
Can you
One
tell
moment.
if they're small, tiny, or diminutive?
Diminutive. I'll be right back.
Very small.
Immune to weapon
Right.
damage.
Well, I guess that's the thing, is I was looking up what some people are saying, and
Oh, immune to weapon damage?
you're saying because it's immune to weapon damage, it technically wouldn't work. Like, I could do it on swarms that are tiny, but once you start getting into finer diminutive, they're immune to weapon damage, which then wouldn't make a difference.
Then technically,
Well,
it
It doesn't make a ton of sense because it's not like you're making an attack roll, but it shouldn't. I don't know why they have it that way. It shouldn't be an attack roll.
well, so
Alright, well,
yeah, you do what you want. But for example, my sting chuck is technically a weapon, so technically it would be immune to its damage. But it's a splash weapon, which it's not. So
Alright, well, I'll just do what I was going to do. I look ahead and, oh gosh, that looks terrifying. And I spend 1 grit point to do a change out on my gun. So Cremit takes an attachment off his weapon, reaches in his pouch, and puts another attachment on. So by doing so, I give my gun the scatter weapon quality. It's a
Okay.
full round action. I can't really do anything, so I'm just going to stand there and just switch it out and hang tight, Miyabe.
Alrighty, so that was Kermit's turn, and next up is Miyabe.
He will make another attack. He's got spiders all over him, but he's gonna try to take out this spider.
please withdraw.
You need to tell him. He's a dog.
No.
He's not a sentient being. He'll only listen to you.
It's somewhat true.
I saw that dinosaur again.
Amazing.
Go get it.
All right, let's see this roll. Really roll well,
Gotta-
dude. Here, you gotta
A
get.
great to hit now. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Nope,
Oh,
that's
no.
not gonna do it.
Yeah, he knows that Alüna goes after him, so he should be safe to step back once.
Okay.
And that's his turn.
Alrighty. Next up is Alüna.
She's gonna throw another sting chuck as she begs for Miyabe to get further back. I don't want him to die. That's gonna be really bad. A natural 3.
So you do... Well, I guess it depends.
Roll a d8. Same scenario. So we don't want a 1,
A
2, or
3,
8.
4, and 5 would be good.
Oh, the worst.
Oh no!
The
What
worst.
did you do?
So go ahead and roll me a fortitude save. Jason.
There's no reflex save for that one, for splash damage.
Oh, actually, yeah, there would be.
Oh, that's right. So my swarm should have gotten a reflex save too.
Yes, technically.
Because
So
it
does it
doesn't
do-
say on
does it
the
do
item
damage?
that you wrote in.
It doesn't say that, but it should, right? Because it's a splash weapon, right?
I would imagine. I would say go ahead.
Yeah.
So the first one would be a 5, so that wouldn't have
Yeah, so-
made it.
so
And the
would've-
second one is a 17.
That would have passed. I'm
Plus,
sure.
don't you still take...
Half.
Wait a minute.
Half rounded down is 0. Minimum damage is 1. But you don't take it. I don't know. I'm not in the mood to rules lawyer. I don't know what the answer is.
I feel like you don't... It doesn't say you get a save, so I feel like you don't get a save.
That's possible. It is a weird item. Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
not like
Oh.
an alchemist bomb.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So we'll just say that...
Alchemist
You
fire
you
doesn't say
take
you get
it.
a save either, because, again, it's not an alchemist bomb, so it might just be
I
alchemist
think it's
bomb.
just alchemist bombs. That might be the case. Because everything else only does 1. Alchemist bombs can do more. He passes the fortitude save.
Oh, I have to make a... Oh, wait.
No.
I don't know if
No, you don't.
Swarms...
Swarms are immune. I'm sure
Okay.
they are. I don't know for positive, but I'm sure they're immune
I...
to being nauseated.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Almost certainly, I think. And Alüna will move back.
Okay. So Alüna moves back. Next up is the spider's turn. So this spider will... Oops. I can't get to you. Will make a move up to be next to Miyabe, because he can't attack through the door. So Miyabe, you would get an attack of opportunity on it.
Oh, please land this.
Okay.
Ooh, there we 15?
Ooh. Yeah, so max damage. The spider dies.
Thank
Hold
God.
up.
He's
Hold
still...
up.
Squish.
Okay. So the 15s from before were not max damage. Okay.
Yeah. Because you
So-
rolled 2d6.
The attacks that I've made so far was a 6 and a 5, a 5 and a 6, and then a 6 and a 6 on the die.
How'd you get a 5 and a 6 and still end up with 15?
I have strength damage now.
Yeah, he took 2 points of strength damage, so he's minus 1.
You've been surprisingly consistent with your damage output.
Yeah.
Right. Next up, then, since he's dead, is the swarm.
Minimum damage.
So they're going to flood through the doorway onto your square and do 2 points of damage.
Get out of there, Miyabe!
And roll another 4. Well, no, because you're already poisoned, so.
No, I gotta roll again.
Yeah, they
Oh, that's
stack.
true, because
They'll
it stacks.
stack, yeah.
That's right. Okay.
It's not my turn yet, so I haven't had to do a secondary save, correct?
Right. And it actually, mechanically, it is. Oh, yeah, it is one per round. Okay, yeah, it has not. No, it has. It has come through to your turn again, so you would. I guess. I never know if I should do it on their turn or on your turn.
I don't know.
So we'll just do it on their turn.
So I was mistaken, by the way, Sarah. Jace is correcting me. It appears that the swarm might actually not be immune to nauseated, which doesn't actually matter, but those that are nauseated by the effect continue to take an additional point of damage.
So I guess they should roll, but that's up to you. Because it's each round they remain nauseated, so they'd get a save every round. Or take an additional point, basically.
Or take an additional point of damage?
Yeah, because you're basically throwing a mini swarm onto this, so if it was a person, it would be like on them, still biting them, kind of thing. But I don't know if that's going to work like that.
I have no idea because I've never heard of these weapons before. So a 15 on the fortitude save?
They're fine, so they don't take damage, so we don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Alright. Cat just jumped up here and messed up my camera. Great.
Let's see. You're frozen on my screen.
Yeah, that he just like vaulted up here and moved all my cords, so that probably broke stuff, which is fine. So I guess one fortitude passed and one failed, so
So yeah, basically the way I'm thinking it is that if you're doing the poison on their round, the first fortitude save would have been for that other one.
okay.
To get rid of that effect, and then this would have been for the bite this turn that they just moved on to me for. So
Okay. So you would have been cured the first time, and then you will take another damage this time. 1 point of strength damage this time.
okay, I'm just gonna leave it at 2 because Roll20 doesn't know how to calculate that differently.
All right, so that was their turn. Next up is Abner's turn.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You got this.
I got nothing.
Burning hands.
Nope, not prepared. Shoot.
As much as my mage did not like taking a lot of evocation spells, I have slotted Burning Hand like every day.
I don't know what we can do in this situation. It might be best for us to expedite to a different location, and he'll take a 5-foot step.
Okay. So you take a 5-foot step, and next up it is Crimit's turn.
Alright, give it a whirl. So I'm going to 5-foot step, and I'm going to
Eat them.
yeah, I can do that.
Nom,
So
nom, nom, nom.
I 5-foot step, move action to load my pistol with pellets, and then I'm gonna scatter shot in this direction, so not to hit Miyabe.
Okay.
So this is what Jason and I were talking about, because technically it's weapon, but it is scatter shot makes it an AoE. So theoretically, if you're fine with it, I would roll an attack against the swarms. If it hits, then it's hitting all of them in the cone.
Yeah, so basically the argument is they made scatter weapons. You do an attack roll for each person in the area so that you could still resolve against touch AC instead of making it a reflex and then creating a bit of a question as to that. Some people say that it should work because it is an area effect. Other people say that it would not because you are in fact making an attack roll. It is a weapon attack and they are immune to all weapon attacks. So it's kind of conflicting. Logically, you'd think that an area of effect would be effective, but I guess rules as written, technically no.
I see Rye here, though.
Like, I think they should have made it a reflex save, personally. Don't bother about touch AC, just it's a reflex save. But they decided not to do it that way for some
Well,
reason.
I don't know any better. I'm doing it either way. So you just tell me, because if I do it and it doesn't seem to work, then you're on your own.
Could always roll the attack and see if it hits, and then if it don't hit, then we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay. So I'll roll. Because it's scatter, I will get a -2. So whatever I roll, Sarah, it's -2 to that.
Okay.
Here's the roll. It is an 18 on the die. After modifiers, it's going to be a 16.
So
Unfortunately, that misses.
It misses its touch AC.
Oh, because I was attacking.
Oh, yeah, it misses the touch AC.
Because I was attacking the big guy who had a lower AC. That's right.
Yeah. So, yikes.
I feel like some of the bullets would still hit a few of them just for flavor, but it doesn't do anything to like
Right.
diminish the swarm at all.
You somehow managed to kill none of them.
I scatter shot somehow managed to miss all of them. Like that good.
Yeah, but you get the sense that it's not that it didn't work. You think it still could work.
Right.
You just have to roll better. But that was Crimit's turn. Next is Miyabe.
Alüna is like crying and begging for him to come back.
Thanks, guys.
See, here's the
Jason's
problem.
just a suicidal player.
Well, no,
so.
it's like, so before Miyabe wasn't leaving, Alüna was right behind him. So obviously he wasn't going to leave her in the front. But what I wanted to do was I was going to just like step inside and close the door. But then they're just going to go after Cremit, who already took his turn. And doesn't really have the action economy to get away terribly easily.
Be your protector.
What would you rule about me trying to go over, pick him up, and carry him with me?
Full check.
2 move actions.
Because I can pick him up just fine. It would barely put me into my medium load.
How far can you bull rush him? Do a CMB.
I would say that it would. Yeah, I would say it would take a full round action to pick him up and move your move speed.
So pick him up and move, or
Yeah,
a full round
essentially
action?
2 move actions to pick him up and move, like your 30 or 40 feet or whatever your movement is.
So are you saying I could get to say here with him?
Cremit.
Yes, correct.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay. They don't even have
I
to
think
bother
that's
with-
what
yeah.
Miyabe would do.
Yeah.
And then he would put Cremit 1 square back,
Like,
so he's still in the front.
so I shoot.
Okay.
Oh man, I thought this would. Oh my goodness! So I'm just stripped from my locale.
All right. Next up is Alüna.
Oh man, you're telling me a 16 didn't hit? I'm rolling a flat D20 here. And a 16 didn't hit? I'm not feeling too confident about that. But I am gonna do one more chuck. One more sting chuck. Then we don't have to worry about this weapon until I make new ones.
Okay. Works for me.
And remember, there are no heads in this fort for you to take and replenish your...
18?
Oh.
An 18 will hit.
Alright, so it does 3 damage. And go ahead.
Well, it's an AoE, so it does 4 damage.
That's correct. And go ahead and roll me a fortitude save.
Okay. A 16.
We'll pass.
Okay.
And I will move. Oh, shoot. I only have 20, not 30 feet movement.
Okay.
This is about to be really bad, though. I'm gonna move, actually. Yeah. Nah, she wouldn't know. I'm gonna go behind me. Josh, the player, wanted to stagger us so that we wouldn't have all of us taking the swarm damage at once. But Alüna, the real-life character, would not have that thought.
Swarm is going to move up to Abner.
That's good. It's just Abner after all.
And we'll do 4 points of damage and roll a fortitude save.
Okay.
All right, you are going to take. Oh, not that much. 2 points of strength damage, and I think Miyabe, you get to roll another fortitude save because it's their turn.
Yeah.
Okay, you're okay.
Okay.
So that was their turn, and now Abner, it is your turn.
Sorry, I hate to ask this because it might. Does this swarm have distraction?
Oh yeah, they do actually.
Oh.
What does that mean?
You have to
So-
roll a check. It's hard to cast spells.
Well, I think it nauseates you if you fail.
Yeah. So let's see.
Oh,
I
way
always
to remember
forget
that.
about-
Way to remember that while they're on top of me, Jason. Thanks for not the 7 turns they were on you. Nope. Right when they're on top of Abner. Does this swarm have distraction? Does it?
Yeah. So so roll me another fortitude save.
1 second. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Josh. Or Jason.
Hey! I'm not the
you're
rules
real.
lawyer anymore. All right.
I'm
You're real.
fine with retroactively rolling some.
Okay,
and getting
you're
stuff
okay.
up, yeah.
You're okay. So Abner, it is your turn.
What's the rules of swarms and running away? Do I have to full withdraw to not provoke?
No, but you might want to anyway. But no, as in you might want to move twice. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I'm getting. This is the first time this has actually happened.
Yeah,
I'm getting
out of here.
Like straight up, that's the first time that I've said that and actually meant it. That like I'm straight up peacing out.
Yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this is not presently a
Wait,
winnable encounter.
wait, guys! Look at the experience we're leaving on the table.
We can come back when we have Alchemist Fire.
You can have it.
Actually, I'm already thinking if we could hit them from over here, like lure them to this, and then just throw across the 10-foot way.
Bold of you to assume spiders don't have a climb speed.
No climb speed. He's really getting out of here.
Abner's really getting out of here. Okay, so that was Abner's turn. Next, it is Crimit's turn.
Oh, I don't think there's much we could do. Let's go, guys. And he will move action in, and then ready in action to shut the door once the other two get through.
Okay. All right. Next is Miyabe.
Again, if I recall correctly, Alüna goes before the swarm, so it should be fine.
It will be fine.
Miyabe will walk over to where that potion was and look at the Gripply, and he will say in polyglot again, "Well, if you will not be drinking this, I kind of need it back."
Or did she drink it already?
What happened to you? You don't look so good. Did you meet somebody who is as tough as you are and is teaching you a lesson?
There is a swarm of spiders. If they get in here, you might want to leave. And I technically can't drink the potion yet with the action economy, but I pick it up.
Okay. She'll look at you and say,
I have something that might help against them if you apologized for hitting me in the head.
I had thought that I already had apologized by offering this.
No, I want you to say it.
Then I apologize.
I forgive you.
She rolls sense motive to determine if you were being sincere.
and from her little backpack, she will pull out 3 vials of alchemist fire that she has been holding on to.
Oh. And then, since Alüna comes as soon as she gets through the door, I slam it shut.
Yeah, I took my turn, Sarah.
I like. Is it a push or pull door?
This is going to be a push door because it opens inward, so you would push it shut.
Oh, so I push it shut, and I think I'm cool, and I'm just holding my 29-pound body weight against the door. These little spiders might not crawl under it, but
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm thinking the same thing too, Jace. What if they just...
They use their turn to get up to the door and start scratching at it, and let's see. They don't seem to have noticed Abner on the other side as of right
you're
now.
a much kinder DM than me. 100%. I would have been like, psych!
I rolled a check for them, and it was bad, so that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, this is why I'm evil. I wouldn't have even bothered with the check. Yeah, they see you, they smell you. They're out for blood.
Jump in
Next
the well.
up is Abner.
I clearly jump in the well. I run back over here and close this door behind me.
There is no door there. I knocked it down.
Oh my god, there's no door!
There's no door there.
that's right.
Oh no!
Did you
I was mistaken! Oh no!
I didn't say it, but in my head, I was like, oh, this is gonna go really, really fast. I don't realize it yet.
Well, the way I was gonna envision this happening though too, they could like seep through the slits in the palisade, and just materialize on the other side. I was just thinking about that.
Like a horror movie.
Oh, that'd be so bad.
Resident Evil stuff.
Yeah, you close the
clearly
door.
runs over here and closes this door.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Could you imagine though? You close the door and your DM's just
alright.
like, yeah, that bought you a round, maybe.
A round.
Abner runs over here, uses his strength to unhinge the door, bring it over here, and put it in this slot.
Yes.
Top of round 5 is Cremit.
Do they seem to be coming down below the door?
At the moment, not yet.
Guys, I'm not really sure what we should be doing right now. And, guess you'll just stand there holding the door like a boss.
Hold the door! Alright, next is
Spoilers.
Miyabe.
Okay, so Miyabe will drink that potion.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 1d8 plus 1.
Oh, I
this
should
is
have messed
the-
with Miyabe.
This is the one that the lady had, so I had to roll a thing about being drunk or something.
Yeah. About
No, she just
About
wanted us
that,
to tell her
we'll-
when we drank it, so that...
roll a D100.
Should have taken advantage and been like, Miyabe, I need that potion. But
I hope it's
before
probably
you
more
drink it.
turned to a Gripply.
Okay. You're fine. It does the 1d8 of healing to you.
Cool. And then he will just move over to this door and somewhat block it.
Wait, did you
Okay.
want to heal for... Oh my gosh.
Next up is Alüna.
Gonna move over to here and yeah, it'd be a move action, I think, to get it out. I want to get my second outfit out of the bag and free action drop, but not really. She wants to try to start like stuffing the cracks underneath so spiders don't crawl through underneath. So she's gonna start doing that. The action economy, I'm one short, but that's what she's doing.
Okay. Alright, it is their turn. And I will roll a thing just for fun.
Yeah, for
Okay.
fun. What a blast.
Who's having a good time? Show of hands. Yeah.
Who loves storms? Storms are your favorite. This is payback for those bees, Jason.
Thank you for
Those
your...
bees that
I
almost
was
killed
there
pharaohs.
too. That's not payback. That's just no. I was
Very
there.
benevolent with that fight.
You were-
Theros should have died. in
You
that
were
fight
so
if I was
benevolent.
being a
Okay,
bit
to be
more-
fair though, you play it exactly like Kingmaker does. Swarms always attack living creatures for some reason. Up.
Yeah, for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. They really shouldn't. To be fair, a lot of that
you
AI
can
in the game is
see-
bugged.
You can see that there are starting to come through some spiders, but not the full force of the swarm yet.
A diminutive creature could squeeze through a fine-sized gap. Just saying.
Hey, did anybody ask you? I guess
Just saying.
technically that's your job.
Hey, does that swarm have distraction? This freaking guy. This freaking guy.
He's right,
Oh,
though.
speak of that, Abner, can you roll me a fortitude save, please?
Yeah, most certainly. Fortitude.
Natural 2!
Natural.
I know, but 2 rhymed.
For
better.
a 2.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be 2 points of strength damage.
It's not like you needed that anyways.
Yeah.
What happens if
Nah.
you get negative
Who needs
strength?
strength?
Do you
Then-
just fall over?
Actually, it is going to make a difference on your encumbrance. You might become encumbered.
Oh, good thing I'm not carrying much weight.
Now that I'm not
Good thing you
carrying
don't wear
those
armor.
sting chucks anymore, I finally am almost at a light load. Very nice.
Justin, to answer your question, a character with a strength score of 0 is too weak to move in any way and is unconscious.
Ah, okay. That's what I figured.
How close are you?
Huh? I am halfway there.
Whoa,
When you're halfway
wait, don't
there.
can't say the
Oh, that's
rest.
Brandon's favorite song.
Do you love like all the memes like Lincoln on a bear and stuff like that? An apple and a pear.
All right, Abner, it is your turn, my friend.
I'm not feeling so good. Do we have a plan of action? And he's just gonna stand there.
Okay. Cremit, it is your turn.
Alüna, I don't think this is helping. And Cremit will 5-foot step back. Spend an action to load more pellets, and then already in action, once the main part of the swarm comes through, I'll take a shot. Attempt.
Okay. Sounds good. Next is Miyabe.
So I envision Miyabe kind of having his, kind of like the warrior side, the tactical warrior side instincts coming to the forefront here. And so I think what he would do is he would direct everybody except for Cremit to take one of those alchemist fires, since Cremit has something else that he's doing. And his idea is that as soon as they finally make it through that door or come around to the other door, we would all have readied actions to just throw all 3 of the alchemist fires and fire off the scatter shot all at once in like a big barrage to get as much as we could. So that would be what he would suggest, and he would take one of those and step over to this corner. And
Okay.
that'll be his turn.
Okay, so did you hand out the others, or you just were thinking of handing them out?
No, he just has the one. I imagine like he took one from her. Like I could move around and grab one from her. I guess
Okay.
if you want, I can
She
be
can
over
throw
there
one
instead.
too, though.
Yeah, she can throw one. I don't
You can
know.
tell her.
I have a 14 dex. I don't know if there's multiple people with a higher dex than me for throwing a weapon like that.
I'm guessing she would.
I have 14 as well.
Juif has a pretty good dexterity if you want Juif to throw one too.
Okay. So that's what Miyabe would say. He would say, Abner, take one of the alchemist fires that she has and get ready to throw it if they come in. I will do the same. Alüna, stand back. And that'll be his
Okay.
turn. He'll just
What
kind of give
about
out orders.
me?
Do what you did before.
Miss, got it.
No.
What about me, a frog, to see whether or not I live or die? Wait a minute.
That really sound like that.
No.
I'm trying though. I'll get the impression down later. It's Aluna's turn
Okay.
next, right?
Yes, sir.
She is going to pick up her outfit, since that's obviously not working, and going to move back as she shouts out, "Nice thought, Doc Ma!" as she runs to the corner.
Okay.
Doc Ma, for any polyglot speakers,
It is-
is warrior.
Their turn, and they're going to use their movement to, in full force, come streaming under the door into Crimit's space.
They all get through.
And Cremit, you hadn't readied an action, correct?
I did. I ready
You
to
did.
fire
Yeah.
once the main swarm came through, so I'll just do what Miyabe told me to and miss. So
Yeah, classic.
Well, first you'll take. Well, actually, I guess your action
Yeah.
goes first, doesn't
You know
it?
what? His
Matter,
action
I
will go first. And then, did you use your
Okay.
5-foot step already?
yes,
That's too bad.
Okay, so you'll take 3 points of damage, and I need you to roll a fortitude save. Okay, and me, nope, Abner, can you roll me another fortitude save?
Miabner.
Me, Abner.
Miabner.
Abner.
Me, Abner.
Pleasure be meowing you.
Okay, so you are able to stave off the effects of this poison. And Crimin, I need you to roll me another fortitude save for the destruction. Ooh. Alright. You are going to be nauseated for 1 round.
Thanks, Jason.
It's his job, okay?
And this is bad because I'm notorious for forgetting
and
things.
only after
so...
he successfully evaded the swarm after being attacked by it at least
Wait.
3 or 4 times.
Hold up. Why is he nauseated when he's not in the swarm?
I am in the swarm.
He is in the swarm.
Oh, Cremit is. I thought you were saying Abner was. So sorry.
Yeah.
No. Cremit.
Oh wait, you're right.
Crimit's
Because
the
in
frog.
Alüna's reality, I am not in the swarm.
Yeah,
I'm actually here.
You're correct. Wow. How did you know? How did you know?
You know,
I saw this already. The spirits told me.
She was making her own reality.
Alright, I missed again.
So next is Abner's turn.
I'm feeling slightly better. I suppose I will wait until Cremit is out of the way before launching this here incendiary device.
You don't have to.
I mean, I guess I could throw it like here and he would be okay.
No, I'm totally joking. You absolutely do want to wait because you can actually target the creature then. Because otherwise, you'll just do splash if you're not
Right.
targeting the center of it.
Well,
Yeah.
I recall a time when Aiden tried to get Orin to throw Alchemist Fire while Nyari was like 1 point away from permadeath.
I had
But
good
it's fine.
reasoning.
It's fine.
I had good
Orin.
reasoning.
I love it because he did. That is the best story ever. Was this whole scenario of Aiden being like, okay, if I throw this alchemist fire, we might be able to kill it. But you know, Nyari's right there, so we definitely, you know, it's really risky. I'm gonna 5-foot step up. Get him, Orin. What?
I explained myself, and it makes sense. We just wanted the splash damage. We didn't want to actually hit it. And if you threw it instead of me, we wouldn't have to worry about it accidentally hitting Nyari.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
made
I
sense.
will,
Okay.
I'll just ready in action to throw the alchemist fire.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're ready for when Cremit moves out of the swarm?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. And it is Cremit's turn.
Is it? Because
Yeah.
his initiative order would have changed when he readied his action to go right before the swarm.
Oh, the swarm. Right. I
Yeah.
forgot he did that.
So, so Miyabe and Alüna will act first. Not that it matters, but
So it is now Zuif's turn since she's entered the chat.
hi, Zuif. Welcome to the chat. Glad you rolled high enough on your initiative. If you went after the swarm, that'd suck.
So seeing her little frog pal still in the spider, she will also ready her throwing until he is out of the way.
Out of the way.
Next is Miyabe.
He will move over there and ready his action so that he's not in anybody else's way.
Okay, I just picture this as Crimit's gonna go diving off into the corner, and then it's just like grenades, like poop, poop, poop.
I
For the
see
sake
they're
of
big enough.
damage, he's wanting to be out
just,
of the
like,
room.
Yeah.
Literally, he's like gagging, turns up and sees him all lined up, cocked right through. He's like,
I mean,
oh no!
The way I see this is an action movie, clearly, so it's gonna do enough explosive damage that the frog's just gonna go flying out of the room like a rocket. Rocket
all right.
thrusters.
So that's Miyabe. Alüna, it's your turn.
I will delay.
Okay. And now it is Crimit's turn.
So-
None of the spells I have are helpful.
Just because I'm not overly familiar, I mean, I should be from being blasted many times by Vindel, but where is there safe squares to stand with throwing?
Currently, we're all on the top of them. So your safe square is out of the room.
Okay. So Cremit is like, gagging. He's obviously not feeling good. He just looks up behind and sees everybody there ready to throw and just doesn't know what to do. He just beelines it out with his single move action.
You can double.
Just like,
Oh yeah.
No,
only
nauseated can only do a single move action.
Actually,
yeah.
here you're safe too. Can you shoot again or no?
I do not know how big of an explosion that is going to be.
Well, I mean, mechanically, it's just gonna be. That's true, though. That's true.
Okay. So, now in initiative order, Abner, your ready to action would kick off. I
Yeah.
think technically before Crimit's initiative? Or after?
He'll move to after Crimit's turn, or before.
Alright,
Before I misspoke, but it doesn't
Okay.
matter. 'Cause
Yeah, so Abner, you could go ahead and do your ranged touch attack.
What is that? Roll 1d20 plus
Your
dex?
dex.
Yes.
Yes.
Dex plus base attack bonus.
plus
but-
base attack bonus.
a 7 against their touch AC, we know for a fact
Wait.
is
Wait. Is that right? Did that roll right?
1d20
Yeah, that rolled
plus
right.
2. A 7
Yeah.
I
will
think
not hit. However, nobody can get hit by the splash damage except for them, so we can go ahead and skip that part of the step. They will take 1 point plus 1.5 for the being a swarm of splash fire damage.
Yeah, so just 1 point of damage.
Yeah, because we round down in Pathfinder.
Oh my gosh, I just realized that those spiders are multi-classed monk with evasion.
Oh,
If
yeah.
only they had evasion.
If only they had
Only they had
evasion.
evasion.
That's an old one. That is old. That takes me back.
All right. So that would be Abner's turn. I think Zuif was next
Yeah.
in readying, so she would go after Abner. So let me see what her statistics are.
You also get your DAB on this, do you not?
Yes. Huh? That's
Yes,
actually
your
not too bad.
dexterity modifier plus your base attack bonus. If you have point blank shot, that could apply.
Correct. And if you have
Um,
the throw anything feat, you get no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you get a 1.
Yeah, point blank shot would apply. Throw anything, I think, gives you something.
All right, so let me see. So
Do you get the damage from point blank, too?
Mhm.
Oh, that's right, you would know from Vindo.
Oh no, she missed by 1.
Oh.
Is that with or without point blank shot?
She does not have point blank shot.
Find
Did
out.
she add a
Some
Actually, no,
arch.
she does. Oh my gosh, she does.
Okay, some archer.
Oh, so she hits them.
So she would do 1d6 plus 1 because point blank shot,
Okay.
and it would be plus 50% because she hit directly.
If she kills this thing, Abner officially supports that she is allowed to keep the fort forever. It's now her fort.
Well, then
we
we have to split the experience by 5 now, though.
we go back to the sheriff of Bryden's Hearth, and we're just like, yeah. So It's actually Zuif's fort now. We didn't find a breakthrough fort. That's a weird name. Never seen one of them before.
And the swarm disperses.
No way!
This is her
Yes
fort.
way.
That's awesome.
Would Miyabe's alchemist fire still get thrown because he
Technically,
readied, or
yeah,
would it not
technically.
get thrown?
Yeah.
Well,
Go for it.
technically, it's semi-simultaneous.
That'll do it.
I'll do it.
Like I said, it's just like,
Well done.
so that's another 4 points of
Yeah.
damage.
Oh no.
Okay.
I've been possessed by a spirit of Sarah. I did a random accent for no reason.
It's the best.
Oh.
So, Zuif will turn to you and say, that wasn't so bad. I don't know why you guys were so scared.
Yeah, I want to ask Zuif, how do you want to do this?
There's not really much, like, theater of the mind when you're just lobbing a grenade.
She just kind of just tosses the half-assed
Sure, there is. It's just some...
So Cremit like staggers in. He's not nauseated anymore, but kind of like just still feels a little queasy and just kind of holds the door frame. Did you get him?
Miyabe, I think, would respond to Zuif, and he would say, well, without bottled fire, it is much more difficult. And then he would turn to Cremit and say, yes, I think so.
Oh, that's good. I have to sit down for a second.
Alüna offers a healing potion to Miyabe.
So, I should say,
Yeah, so I was about to ask experience for them, and if we get experience for getting her down to half health.
Probably we're dealing with it non-violently, I would say. Non-violently.
Well,
No,
ended
you
pretty
that was pretty
non-violent,
violent, dude.
unfortunately,
the
that's
conclusion
not a
was
clause. Yeah, there's no clause for her, but for them,
What if we kill her? We don't get XP for
oh,
that?
I should say for surviving the haunt in the other room, you earn a total of 600 XP.
Whoa. Holy crap.
Haunt? What haunt?
So,
And-
Good job, Abner.
do you want to explain
Oh,
a
you
little
mean
bit?
Abner? Abner gets 600 XP? The only one that had to roll?
If you were doing individual XP leveling, stuff like that would get things wildly unbalanced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, real
You
quick,
get
do we want to explain a little bit of lore about haunts, or just our characters don't know, so we don't get to know? Because I don't think Justin
Miyabe doesn't know what's going on.
Oh yeah. So haunts are a fun mechanic that
Very cool.
spoilers for Rise of the Rune Lords if you're playing
Major
through that.
spoilers for Rise of the Rune
Major
Lords.
spoilers. But pause for effect.
You've had 10 years, get on it.
In book 2 of Rise of the Rune Lords is when they introduced the haunt mechanic, with Rune Lords being the first AP, and there's a lot of haunts in book 2, in an area of book 2. Basically, haunts manifest when something really bad has happened to someone, and like the residual fear or terror or like torture that happens creates this like evil presence in a room or area. So haunts typically, you get a perception check to notice that the haunt is manifesting, and then a surprise round will kick in with the haunt acting at initiative 10. So you failed your perception check, so you did not notice the haunt manifesting, so it automatically got its surprise round. Really, haunts are kind of a non-event if you have a cleric, because a cleric can channel positive energy, and that kind of makes haunts like not a big deal. But if you don't have a cleric, haunts can be pretty bad. So haunts will typically have some sort of effect. So in your case, it was you were going to stab yourself in the gut with this crossbow bolt and do 1d6 plus your strength and damage. And then haunts also will have like a reset mechanic. So in this case, it will reset in its allotted time. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but it will reset. So you went through the haunt, and then it will be dormant until it resets.
So what I hear you saying is we could earn 600 XP repetitively.
We just found ourselves an XP farm.
Ay, ay,
That
ay.
was easy. That was easy.
Let's do
I'm
this.
gonna put the kibosh on that and say a big fat nope.
Well,
Just stick out here for a couple months and we'll be 20th level.
This is like in all of the isekai when they just farm slimes. Just
Yeah.
farm this haunt over and over.
Yup.
man,
Um,
I really want to be higher level because there's cooler stuff shamans or my shaman will be able to do with haunts and that kind of thing. Just not yet. Just not
That
yet.
is
Yeah.
cool though. That is a cool
But there is like you can like destroy the haunt. So even
Yeah.
channeling positive energy might not necessarily destroy it, but you can put it to rest by doing a certain something.
Yeah, I can't
which
quite
is usually
remember.
hard to
It's not a soul,
determine.
right? It's not a soul. It's not like a ghost. It's like just a personification almost of the
Yeah.
negative energy and feelings.
Right, yeah. So in this case, like you could destroy this haunt from this room by doing something, but you just don't
Let's
know
have
what
a
it is.
seance.
So yeah, so for defeating or for surviving the haunt, you earn a 600 XP. For defeating the giant spider, challenge rating 1, you get 400 XP. And for defeating the spider swarm, challenge rating 1, you get 400 XP.
Ooh! I think that's not quite enough. What's that gonna put us each?
Did you gave those were 3 numbers just then? Did I miss one of those?
600, 400, and 400.
Oh, so you were just repeating the haunt again?
Yeah, sorry, I was repeating the
I
haunt.
was confused because I heard another one and I was like, should only be for the swarm and the spider.
Nope, I was just cumulatively so that I don't miss anything.
So 644 you said.
Yes, correct.
So with that 600,
Okay.
Abner should be level 2, right?
So that's
That puts us at, we are currently at 1050.
And to level up, you need to hit what?
2000.
2,000.
Ooh.
Halfway there.
Halfway.
Also, I
He
just
said
wanted
it
to, I wanted to say something. You guys were talking about haunts. The skeletons in Gristledown were a haunt.
Oh.
And you may or may not have done what needed to be done. So they may or may not be back in 1d4 days.
I think burying them and having a funeral, I think that counts
think.
as...
But
Did we bury him or did we burn him?
You buried them.
Wait,
Oh.
you would think, because the book even says if they're given a proper burial, that they get rewarded with the owl thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just tell you because it's never going to come up, but even if destroyed with positive energy or holy water, the skeletons here continue to reform 1d4 days after being destroyed until their skins now hanging in Scarvinius's hut are destroyed.
Oh, you have to go all the way to Redjaw and get those skins and destroy them?
Oh, that's their skins. Those are the flake. I didn't make that connection
Yep.
until you just said
That
it.
tent is
Oh.
it is made of Gristledown.
Oh.
Kieran's going to be like, hey guys, I think I need to take these skins at this camp and destroy them.
The person who was not with us?
I had a
Who knows
dream.
nothing.
So
I
when
had a
you
weird
said we were
dream.
done with book 1, you lied. We still could have gone back and put those haunts to rest.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but there's a whole heck of a lot of hex map that needs to be explored. So I think now that we destroyed the camp, we need to do some explorations.
We still have to fight Scabvinius.
I think during
Oh,
that
that's
week of downtime, we can just reveal the rest of the map, probably.
There's nothing else on the map to reveal. It's just you have a map in your journal that's the whole map. So
Okay. So I see Cremit is moving into this room. So, I think I read the flavor text for it, but just to go through that again, there's a bookshelf that lies face down in the northwestern corner, partially concealing a trapdoor beneath. In the opposite corner is a large bed with a noticeable bump, which you can now tell there is still a bump under there, but it's not as large as it was before. A small table with 2 chairs sits in the southwest corner. Doors exit to the north and west.
I pulled the sheets down to reveal the probably body bump.
Yes. So you can see if you pull off the covers of this bed, there is a lumpy mass on the bed that is hardly recognizable. Another swarm. Ah! Surprise!
Surprise! Another swarm!
Surprise, everyone! It's another swarm.
I look around the room, do we find a key by chance?
Okay, so if you take 10 around this room,
Let's take 20.
so on the body, you would find a note.
What is the body? Is it discernible what race
It's
it
not
was?
discernible, but judging from like looking around this room and the knowledge that you have of the fort so far, this is a big bedroom, and you would imagine that maybe this was where the commander stayed, the commander's room.
Yeah.
And I don't think I mentioned this, but Adela would have told you that the commander of this fort was a good friend of hers named Marcus Pandelion. I'll type that in the chat.
From what I can ascertain, he was eaten
Dennis, he is
alive
dead and gone.
by spiders.
Wait, she said he was a good friend of hers?
He is a good friend of hers.
Oh, I think she's suspicious.
How did you know?
Along.
That's really good. That's really
She
good.
said-
That's kind of like Murder She Wrote level. That's great.
You can't get those things past Miyabe.
Yes.
You totally could, in reality.
So you can tell that this this body has been desiccated, basically due to all of the spiders. Looking at the corpse, though, you can see that there are remnants of studded leather armor, masterwork studded leather armor, and there is a silver dagger that's in what remains of a boot, which you would be able to look at and tell that that's also masterwork. If you were to reach in your hands into like the goop, you'd be able to find a small pouch that has 126 silver pieces and 2 keys.
That's gross. That sounds like something Abner would do.
Yes, Abner goes into the goop. He's rummaging around. Does he find a skull? Is there a skull left? Or is this one headless as well?
This one has a head. You do find skulls, though, from the remains of Alüna's weird weapons.
So he's gonna look at Alüna and be like, any interest in these?
Are there a couple of skulls?
There are indeed a couple of skulls.
Yeah, I'll take 3 of them. I mean, she will.
I will give you 3 skulls, madam. And he picks up the skulls and gives them to her.
Alüna, with your heal check, you would find that lodged in one of the ribs on this mass is an obsidian shard. Looking at it, it looks to be too large to be the spear point of like a small weapon. It looks like it was the spear point of a medium-sized weapon.
Obsidian shard, does that hold any regional significance to me? Is there like a tribe?
I think it's just
obsidian, or just...
No, it's just a typical...
Yeah.
spearhead.
Do we have an the
Probably not.
inventory tracker? Is somebody tracking inventory? Somebody in charge of that for this one?
You
I
can.
don't know.
I'm doing the XP. I was only paying attention to anything that Miyabe himself might pick up.
Same.
Yeah, how many silver pieces? Because that'd be probably the only thing Abner would care about.
126.
If you don't mind taking that roll, though, we can absolutely trust you to do that.
Yeah, if somebody wants to track the
Give the
inventory...
capitalists the inventory. Yeah, what could go wrong?
I think
What
it fits.
could go
I think
wrong?
it fits.
And you said that the masterwork studded leather was medium or small sized?
Medium. That's on
Okay.
the corpse of the commander.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll track it.
Miyabe.
And then- Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Miyabe would look over and he would see the armor, and he would look to the others and he would say, I do not think that man needs that armor anymore. Do any of you hold interest in it?
All yours, and that is mildly disgusting.
Miyabe will.
You may want
Start
to
to
wash it
take-
first.
He'll start to take the masterwork studded leather armor off of the body, and he'll kind of go out to the walkway a bit, and he'll just kind of like
Leave it
like
in the rain.
start- No, he'll just start like flicking it back and forth, kind of like you do.
A rug.
Yeah, and he's just doing that to get stuff off of it, and then he'll take his hide armor off and put the masterwork leather armor on.
Did you say there was a silver dagger in there?
Yep, a masterwork silver dagger.
Would anybody mind if I... Oh. Well? Well, Cremit, if you want that dagger, by all means, have at it.
I don't really use mine, and I don't know how I feel about taking the dead person's things.
Well, they certainly aren't gonna use them. I have no squabbles about it, and Abner will pick up the dagger.
And then you also, on this body, find a note that is written in common, which I have put in your journals as handout number 1.
How dare you?
How dare you?
So if somebody wants to read that.
We no longer let humans ruin river! Exclamation point. Leave Songo lands or we kill again. Is it Cashel tribe? Who's the Cashel tribe?
Anyone who has knowledge local,
Nope.
Yes.
roll me that knowledge local.
It's weird that you can roll knowledge local as if you know everything that happens here, even though we just got here.
Yeah,
Right.
knowledge local
Makes
is
sense.
weird.
Well, to be fair, though, thankfully there is an in-universe reason for why Alüna might have random bits of local knowledge. So,
So Alüna, you would recognize that the Kashil tribe is the name of a halfling tribe that's part of the greater Songo.
and the Songo knowledge geography, which she would totally know, having grown up in the Milwaukee Expanse, is like a southern jungle part of the region, or something like that.
It's just this. Yeah, it's a traveling group of halflings that just kind of similar to the Basso,
Yeah.
but they are more in Sargava, like the woodland, forest, jungle areas.
Gosh, so there's halflings running around and lizard folk and what's going on here?
Oh no.
Everyone make a perception check
Josh
as you're
Allen
searching around this room.
Is conflicted because he feels like the tribe might not be in the wrong, depending.
Yeah, that seems about right.
I win. Haha, I still win.
You still win. I can't do it.
So as Abner is counting his change and as Alüna is kind of looking over this body, Miyabe and Cremit, you hear a noise coming from where what you think is the trap door that this bookcase has fallen on. It almost sounds like a voice.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
What trapdoor?
Yeah,
What
but-
bookcase?
So there is a right here, this trapdoor. There's no bookcase, but basically like where you would think there would be like a
The way
a
down.
ladder down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's currently blockaded or barricaded by a bookcase that has fallen over on top of it.
I kind of... Miyabe, do you hear that?
Miyabe holds up his hands, his one hand to the others, and he says, "Yes, I hear voices coming from below."
Can we understand what language it is, or is it just more just sounds?
Let's see.
I wasn't going to drink the potion I was given, but I think he would, assuming that he might get into another fight. So I drink that other potion.
Everybody quickly buff!
You weren't gonna drink it?
Well, yeah, because I figured Miyabe was going to be like, well, if we're not going to get into a fight, I'll just give it back to her and I'll rest and I'll be fine. But if he thinks that he might get into another fight, he'll be like, no, I probably should
It's
stay
so
alive.
funny that you did that because I almost was gonna have Alüna be more motherly and like force him to almost drink it, but I said nah, I don't want to play his character. But I had that thought because I thought you might do that and save it to give it back to Alüna in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, at first, neither of you can understand if there was specific words being said. Neither of you can understand what was being said. If you kind of wait for a little bit longer, you can hear it again, and it's very, very faint. And this time, Miyabe, you can hear in polyglot someone say something that sounds like, "Help."
So
That's all you need to tell Miyabe to get him to do anything.
Miyabe instantly rips the trapdoor off of the hinges and just jumps down in a moment.
2 points of I say 2 points of bludgeoning damage to Abner as he just rips it off like the Hulk.
And then Abner goes unconscious.
Yeah, he goes down there right away.
Okay. So it's going to take you like a little bit just to get the bookshelf up and then wrench the trapdoor open. And once you get the trapdoor open, you do see that there's a ladder that descends down into
He's not using
darkness.
the ladder, he's jumping.
Yeah,
He's jumping?
Gonna give chase.
Okay, so down directly below you is another 20-foot by 20-foot room. Boxes and barrels line the sides of this dark wooden room, and then there's the ladder that ascends down 15 feet into this room.
That's a good image though. Miyabe like jumping down, and I see Alüna doing like that fireman's like you go down a ladder by holding the edges and just sliding down.
She has so many splinters.
Yeah, it's fine. You can't see it in the picture, but she's wearing gloves. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, let me... So you see as you jump down, you look around and you see a bunch of boxes and crates and things, but what stands out to you is a small figure that is leaned up against one of the crates, and as you jump down with a flourish, this creature all of a sudden like makes a quick movement with a dagger and like waves it out at you and says something in a language that you don't understand. And this creature looks like this.
Do I hear any of this?
Not at the present, but you now see that Miyabe has just full on like flung open this door and dropped down into the darkness.
Okay. I mean, Abner will follow at some point.
It
Okay.
is officially darkness down in here.
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
cast dancing lights.
Miyabe will hold up his hand and he will say, "Hold. I do not know who you are, but we are not here to fight. If you do not wish to fight."
What language are you speaking?
Polyglot, because that's what he heard before.
Okay. Roll me a diplomacy check.
Are you sure you want that?
Four globules of a soul-like pale blue light emanate from each of these corners.
Okay. So basically what this
And I rolled
what
an 8.
this
I was gonna ask.
sure. It's not going to make a difference. Okay,
Yeah,
so
to
you
me,
made
to my flavor.
So you said there's blue light that is coming down here now?
Yeah, it's like a pale blue, white lightish kind of thing. Like think
Okay.
of LED with that blue tint to it. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of.
Okay. So basically this creature sees this enormous giant man jump down with like eerie blue light coming from behind him, like spreading out into this room, and he like waves his dagger at you and says in polyglot, stay away from me." And he's just like, you can tell he's rough, like he's very rough. So I mean, you think that there's no way that he's gonna hurt you really, but he's scared.
Miyabe looks at the now empty Cure Light Wounds potion in his hand, and he just kind of throws it on the ground because it's now useless, and it probably would have been more useful in this situation, but he was afraid he'd get into a fight. And he will probably just step back here so that he can get a vantage point looking upwards so he can see Alüna, and he will say, "Alüna, there is someone here.
When she comes down, she'll say, "Don't worry. The man Abe here, he will not hurt you," as she walks into the room. "What is your name, boy?"
I do not trust you. Did you come here with them?
She kind of looks to Miyabe. "I do not know who them is." "Who do you mean?"
With the lizard folk. Are you walking with them?
She shakes her head no. Yeah, she nods. Yeah, that's us. Prepare to die, fool. That's us.
Miyabe would also say, he'd say, "We are here from a nearby settlement. They wanted us to check on this fort. They had not heard anything in some time."
You are outsiders then.
Yes.
You are as good as they are.
You are still alive, so I should think that is not the case.
I shouldn't be alive. I should have been killed. It was only a fluke that I ended up here.
Do you know if there are any others here?
I do not know. The rest of my party, I think, is dead. I have been here for days. I do not know. I cannot remember. It has been so long. Do you have water?
Alüna will pull. She's got a water skin. I actually have one in my inventory sheet, even, and it weighed 4 pounds because it was full. So she'll pull one out and walk towards him and offer it.
Okay, he will like greedily drink down as much water as he can, and it just spills out over his face, all over his clothes. He'll kind of lean back. Thank you. I thought I was going to die here.
Crimin like pokes his head out and kind of like looking down. Let's go down there.
She leans against this crate. By the way, just takes a step back.
Miyabe will respond to Cremit. He'll say, "There is a survivor here." And then he'll turn to the guy and he'll say, "As far as we can tell, most of this fort has been cleared, except for a few places. You could leave if you wanted."
When you say cleared, do you mean there is no one left?
I do not know. There has not been any in the places that we have been.
I want to go home, but my village is very far. I am afraid to go alone.
Oh no!
I'm not gonna say. For me, wanted to say, well, good luck with that.
Miyabe's about to walk 10 miles just to get this guy home.
I would walk down.
Bet you it's more than 10 miles.
Yeah.
Are there doors in here? Like,
Nope, it's just the ladder going up.
okay.
This is like a storeroom, which is why he couldn't get out. The bookshelf had fallen on the door and he couldn't get out.
So the fog of war on the walls is just...
Oh, I guess I could get rid of that. It's just like underneath the parapet.
Gotcha. Okay.
So did I guess I'll look up Cremit will look up Abner. So do you have those keys?
Oh, yes, sir, I do. We could travel back to your little friend there and see if these work on her chest.
Sure.
Alright, so me and Cremit go skipping back across the parapet towards, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Zuif?
Zuif.
Zuif. There you go.
Okay. All right. So while they're having this conversation, you will scamper back over to Zuif, and you try one of the keys, and indeed, it does open this lockbox.
Success!
And inside, you can see the treasures that she has gathered. So she has a scattering of golden coins. She has what looks to be a silver holy symbol. Neither of you have knowledge religion, do you? Okay. So that one, you're not sure who the holy symbol belongs to. Abner, you know it's not Abadar.
Right.
Cremit, you don't worship any deities, do you?
Boonie.
What was that you cut out?
No.
Oh, sorry. You see there is a flatware setting, and 3 bottles of something, and 2 Tanglefoot bags, and a Thunderstone. Actually, I'll just tell you, 3 bottles of acid, because it's not magical. Abner, roll me an appraise on the holy symbol in the flatware setting.
Do you want 2 rolls?
Sure, go for it.
Technically, just
Okay.
like fuck up.
So looking at the holy symbol, you're not able to ascertain how much that's worth. It would help if you knew who the holy symbol was for. But the flatware setting as a set is worth 20 gold pieces.
It's a heck of a flatware set.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So that's what was inside her box of treasures.
Looks like you got some fine trinkets there.
These are my most prized possessions that I found while I was scouting out my new home.
Well, you better not lose that key. Otherwise, it would not be fun to not be able to open that back up.
Well, you helped Zuif when the tall folk were going to kill her. Would you like one of Zuif's treasures?
I mean, they're yours, but if you want to give me a gift, I wouldn't say no.
Which of them would you like?
Oh, he just peeks through them. What's the Thunderstone? I don't even know what that is.
It's basically an alchemical item that you can throw and give
A negative to
a
an
penalty
initiative.
on initiative.
And
It just
potentially
causes like a
deafen.
loud sound.
Yeah, it's kind of dodgy how it works because the deafen effect normally doesn't matter, and technically, most DMs, whenever you make an attack, you roll initiative. So by the time the Thunderstone would actually strike, it doesn't matter anymore. But that's whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Oh, I don't know. Surprise me. And he kind of like covers his eyes and pulls out his hand.
All right. So let me see. I will.
She gives you a
Adorable.
dead squirrel.
So she pulls out the holy symbol, and she says,
This is real shiny. You can have this one.
Oh, thank you. Abner, do you know who this is or what this is?
No, sir, I do not.
Well, thank you, Zuif. Appreciate it. I hand it to Abner. Here, sir, you have deep pockets.
I do indeed. He'll stuff it in his pocket.
So Crimit's going to look around. Is there a door then that leads down for this one too? In this area we're in?
yes. Yep. So there is a ladder here.
Zuif, have you gone down these stairs? Ladder.
Yes, Zuif went down there, but there wasn't anything there that Zuif wanted.
Okay. Well, I'll take a look though.
Okay.
So he opens that and just kind of like opens it, looks real quick as best he can, and then hops down.
Where?
Okay.
Where are we going?
I'm going down to the bottom of this one.
You're
There's
gonna
nothing
end
that
up-
she wants,
We're
but
gonna end up over here.
yeah, might not be.
Yep.
Still might be something we need or clues or something.
Yeah, we never
Um,
searched that bottom room.
Not yet.
So
I can see it here.
down this room, when you pop down again, it's just like the others, 20 foot by 20 foot. 3 beds lie along most of the northern wall of this wooden chamber. A large wooden trunk along the eastern wall is opened, exposing haphazardly tossed clothing. The odor of spoiled meat wafts out from under the clothing. A cabinet runs across the southeastern walls, and a ladder ascends to the only exit. So you would see this. And I can get rid of this fog of war. Fortitude.
What smells old meat?
The old meat.
That's disgusting.
So Cremit, if you're down here looking around, you can tell that this was one of the personal quarters of this fort, the other one being diagonally across the courtyard. It looks like there is a body that's in the trunk that's been hastily covered with these clothes. If you look at it, you can blatantly see that it has been maimed with scratchings that look like it came from claw marks, and its left shoulder has a huge chunk missing out of it. Looking around this room more closely, you do find a large fragrant package that's on one of the tables. And on it is a note that says, "Quinn, please drop these off with Harry. Make sure she pays you up front for them, and tell her I'll have more red fern soon." And you can gather that this is a package of dried herbs.
Was that one of our side quests?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so there's a question mark above it? Got it. Pick it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It's outlined with gold,
Yeah, I was just see if you wanted to find
so you
out.
know it's a quest item.
Hold X to interact. Got it. All right. I pick it up and look around, and so the body. I mean, I rolled a crappy heal check, but does it look like it was lizard folk?
It's hard to tell. It doesn't look like a human did it, but it could have been a wild animal. It could have been anything that has
But it was
claws.
covered though, right?
Yeah, it was partially buried under like clothes that were in this trunk.
Almost would do that. Is it a halfling?
No, it's a male human.
I just climb back out, and I guess I slide the package up and climb out. Abner, I think this is one of the things that we were looking for somebody in town.
Oh yeah, looks to be a package of alchemical leaves. I think that funny little halfling woman might be interested in those. Might
I
as well
bet
take
she
them with
would
us.
be.
1 pack of alchemical leaves.
So I'm thinking for Miyabe, where his headspace is like once he's determined pretty confidently that this guy down here is really in no shape to be a threat, I think what he would probably want to do is, because he's not the best at like talking to people, people tend to be on
You
edge
don't say.
when he's around. So he'd probably want to head up, like leave Alüna to talk to this guy, calm him down, and head up and start going into the room in the courtyard that we didn't go to try to clear out the rest of this place, see if there's any other survivors like this guy, etc.
Okay. So Miyabe, you're gonna go back up the ladder and then around the parapets and then eventually down.
I figure he could
way
probably just drop down from where
from
the
up
gate
above.
is.
Okay. All right, that's fair. And Alüna, are you staying here?
Yeah, she's gonna stick with the guy, ask him to tell a story, you know, keep tabs on him, but we can go to this scene first if you want.
Well, it'll be easier just to stick with him. So he would tell you, he says, "My name is Mudzuzi. My band of hunters encountered a raiding party of lizard folk 9 days ago, and we fled away,
hoping to find safety from them. We came to this fort and we asked the tall folk to take us and to hide us from this raiding party.
She nods.
They found us here, and they killed most of us. Unfortunately, none of them could understand our language.
So he's a halfling, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, can't you tell? He looks like a little halfling.
So
You almost said hobbit.
He's still taller than me.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's saying that basically they were fleeing the lizard folk and came to this Sargavan. This is a Sargavan outpost, basically, right? The fort breakthrough.
Yep.
And sought refuge. And
Yep.
as a consequence, everyone died.
Yeah, basically. And you would know that it would take a great effort for, I mean, you were able to identify the Songo before. It would take great effort for them to ask for help from the outsiders. They typically keep themselves mostly isolated from the outside, and for them to openly ask for assistance, something dire must have been happening. And the people here didn't speak polyglot or halfling, so they couldn't communicate, and before they were able to figure out what was going on, they were attacked. So it was basically a surprise attack on this fort, and none of the people were prepared.
Wow. She's kind of like stunned silence. Like, what do you say to that? She just... I am sorry for your loss. And just sits there quietly as he regains his strength. Hands back the water and just waits to see if he has anything else he wants to say.
He's mostly quiet. Looking around, you can see that it was probably fortunate that he got stuck in this room, because this is where they kept the rations. So you can see there are several crates worth of food, like good food that's still here. So he was able to nibble on some of it. But there's still probably like 100 gold worth of rations here. But there's just no water. So he was very dehydrated and fatigued. He would tell you that he heard noises up above. He was afraid of what was coming from up above. And you would gather that really the only occupant here was Zuif or the spiders.
Yeah.
So it could have been he was either hearing either one of those. But he basically didn't sleep very well for about a week because he was afraid of someone finding him that was hostile. He didn't realize that the lizard folk had died. He thought that they would go through and trash the place.
So
which essentially they did, but
how do you pronounce the tribe name? Mudzuzi?
that's his name. His name is Mudzuzi, and he's from the Songo, and their village is the Kashil. So
Okay.
he would tell you he's looking to get to his village, Kashil, at the north.
Does she know where that is?
No.
Okay. I do not know where that is. But Songo, when you are ready, we will take you home. And she'll go and just wait by the ladder for him to move of his own accord and then walk with him out.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It takes him
Sorry.
Songo.
Okay, so yeah, so I had it wrong. So the Song O is the entire tribe, and then Kashil is the village.
So the letter that we found feasibly is from his village.
Yes. If we want to go back to handout 1, blow that up for the...
So that'll be mildly awkward if you take him guys there.
Yeah, we'll discover that when we go back to it. Well, it's leave Songo lands, the Kashil tribe. Huh. And that's where he said he was from?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll press him on that later. I doubt she's got the handout on her anyway.
Okay. So he will follow you up eventually. It takes him a while.
Yeah, and she's patient
He's-
for it the whole time through.
And he is very jumpy, so any sound, I mean, it's still constant the whole time, but he's still very jumpy.
She's just sitting there at the base of the ladder, kind of arm crossed in a relaxed posture, just waiting for him to be emotionally prepared to go. And like I said, she's not irritated by any of his hesitation or his jumpiness. She's sympathetic.
Okay. All right. Yep. He will eventually follow you up.
And then she will find Miyabe and lead the reconvene with the group somewhere.
Yeah. Probably don't want to take him through the one tower where there's all the stabby.
Correct. She knows.
So how is she getting down with him?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think. The only place that I can think to take him right now is where we found what's her face. So she's just gonna go over there and wait. Because conceivably, there was a trapdoor in this room. Conceivably, right?
Yes. Yep. So there was a ladder that went down here.
So conceivably, we could go. She could take him that way. So she's gonna go right around. She can't jump that gap anyway.
Okay. So you're going to take him down this trapdoor?
Yeah, reconvene with Abner and Zuif and with Cremit. Talk to them, see what they don't know, and then go that way back to Miyabe.
Okay.
Abner will say hello in halfling.
He'll say hello and halfling back.
Cool.
I really
Now
wish
I don't
knew,
know what's going on.
I wish I knew what these languages sounded like.
Sounded like is it wrong that I think it sounds like high pitched?
No, I mean it can be whatever we want it to be. I don't think they say.
Yeah. I think the only one that we get a little bit of insight into happens to be common, which is actually Taldane, which is pretty darn close to technically supposed to be whatever your common regional dialect is, but since it's published in America, a lot of people just think it's an American accent. But,
American.
But otherwise, there's not a whole lot of lore confirmed ways that people speak. But it is true that regional dialects exist, and there's a couple of plot hooks where you can latch on and discover where someone's from based on their accent, that kind of thing. But that's why we have fan-made material like the lore videos, which I think are really good, by Tower of Tomes. I think his accents are pretty spot on for some of the regions.
Okay, so you guys are reconvening and going down the trapdoor in that one kind of meeting room.
Well, she's gonna kind of go ahead first and kind of put that body to rest and kind of try to discreetly take care of it and cover it. I don't think I have a blanket, but she'll look around for something in this room as she was going through to cover it up.
Tosses it over the wall.
You know what? That's good.
I mean,
that's good.
Couple of halfling bodies just. Well, that's done.
Thank you, Sarah, for adding the carnage. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm now gonna cover it up. All right.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So you cover it up with a blanket or something or a sheet or whatever you find. Okay.
And then go back, obviously, once it's all covered up and taken care of, and then guide them back down to the room where Miyabe is.
Well, it's funny that you say that because this trapdoor leads you to a room that you haven't been to yet.
Oh.
Oh.
So are you going this trapdoor or are you going
Well,
this trapdoor.
she'll look down it then, and she'll shout out for Miyabe. And if she doesn't hear him or see him down there, then she won't yet.
I mean, I don't know how much progress Miyabe's been able to make at this point.
Right, that's what I'm
Okay, so Miyabe was going this direction as well?
Yeah, he was down there.
Yeah, he was going to go in from the courtyard.
Okay. So that room, you try the door there, and that is unlocked. And as you open it, you can see broken halves of a large table lie askew in the center of this room. Half a dozen 4-foot-long spears protrude from one half of the table, and brown blood stains mar the floor. A basic map of the region covers most of one wall, hanging next to a picture of an austere-looking man. So, you would be able to see this room. And I should also point out that, I didn't mention this last time when we saw it, but the area here has a bunch of dead animals.
Oh.
So there are 2 goats and 4 pigs that lie slain. And I'm assuming that, in post that Alüna would have done a heal check just basically looking at them. It's not a heart DC. You would have found that they were also they were killed by claw marks and wounds across them. And it looks like something has been snacking on them.
Okay.
Miyabe will walk over to the other door and open that one as well.
Okay, are you, looking around this room at all, or are you going straight through?
I'm not going to take 20, but he'd have, a 9 perception check.
Okay. So we'll say that it's just a cursory glance as you go through. You're not really paying attention to anything that's in there.
Not at the moment.
So this next room, you can see shelves bedeck the walls of this square room. A solid stone slab sits atop... Sorry, I'm getting swarmed by cats. Sit atop a waist-high counter at the northern edge of the room, covered with spoiled vegetables and rotting hunks of meat. A wooden door exits to the east, while a wooden ladder ascends 15 feet to the second floor. Sorry.
This place smells like spoiled meat.
Where's my tool? I can't select it. Guys, seriously, stop.
Alright.
I'm sorry.
If you insist.
I have one cat behind my computer and the other is batting at him from up above. So you would look at this and this looks to be mostly a kitchen.
Okay. So, whenever Alüna gets to the top there, he would see her and he would basically just respond that, as far as he can tell, it's safe. He doesn't see anything. And then at that point, he would then go back through these 2 rooms with a more close eye now that he knows that there's not anything to worry about in either of them.
Well, it's funny that you should say that because as you stand there, speaking up to Alüna, roll me a perception check.
There's a lizard hiding behind one of the tables.
19. Do I get a perception too? I'm there technically.
Sneaky lizards.
Hold on, let me do a thing.
Stinking lizards.
No, Miyabe hears this because he's actually in the room. Actually, he doesn't hear this. But bursting out from the cabinets are 4 creatures. And we will go over that next week.
4 halfling creatures?
4
No,
what kind of creatures?
4 creatures that we will announce next week and roll initiative.
Scaly lizard creatures?
They're some of Jason's favorite creatures.
Oh, what?
Hobgoblins,
Jason
obviously.
IRL loves these creatures.
Cats?
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Dogs.
Hellhounds.
Nope.
Spiders.
Hellhounds hiding in cupboards.
Hey man, I've seen weirder in this game to be fair.
Oh,
That would be odd.
is it a human?
Well, That said,
Not wrong though.
thank you everyone who tuned into the stream today. Do be sure to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, also on iTunes, Spotify, everywhere else you find podcasts. This has been the Mildly Heroic Podcast, Hearth of Darkness. Thank you so much. Y'all have a great one.